unless you're a fan of certain teams, like the New York Jets, or like today's number one winner, or at least where we're going to start in the draft grades, my team. We started with his team yesterday. We start with my team today. NFC South draft grades coming up in just a few moments.
We have some firsts.
Okay.
We have our first Gary Busey division.
Yep.
That's never happened before.
Mm-hmm. An entire division just went Les Snead. Oh, wait.
An entire division said, you know what? We don't really understand how this process works. Even the best players taken by the teams in that division, I still look at and go, how do you fit on that team?
And why was that the call at that particular moment?
There were several of those in the NFC. I'm still stuck on Sam Roush to the Bears. Nothing is making that make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have two of those, right, that are pretty good. We need three. But why? Why do you need three?
Again, we'll go through all of the NFC, AFC draft grades. That was yesterday. I guess the biggest thing going on in the league right now is fifth-year options. And I don't know. It just kind of dawned on me, like, do you realize how many players haven't gotten the fifth-year option from the 2023 draft?
I think it's 10 or 11.
It's 11. We're at 11 guys out of the first round that haven't been, and there are still some that are going to be sewed up. Like Jahmyr Gibbs is one that hasn't gotten the fifth-year option. We know that's happening.
Yeah, but I'll bet it do.
So let's call it 10 right now. I mean, we know
Will McDonald will get it too.
And there you go. Now we're down to 9.
But, I mean, that's the way the first round's supposed to work.
It's supposed to, but I feel like it doesn't. I feel like this is out of the ordinary, that we don't normally have this many, especially this many that are just, we've already made the call, right? Whenever the deadline comes, we don't have many that are going to the deadline.
No. I mean, and that's the way it should be. If you're declining the option, you shouldn't be thinking about it. If you have to think about it,
right,
kick it in. We have our first super chat of the day. It's from Mabu2 in our YouTube chat. It said, I get the feeling the draft grade for my Commanders is about to go down like Robitussin. Curious about Williams. Been getting mixed reviews. So I will say it's not going to go down as rough as you think. Because I would say I'm probably going to have a higher grade on the Commanders than most. Mainly because as soon as you took Sonny Styles, this was no worse than a C. I didn't care if you took cartoon characters from there. I'm shocked how many questions I've gotten about Antonio Williams in the last handful of days. Look, this is the analysis. We are in a Clemson Tiger market. I have been on the field with that kid 4 times. He is not as good of a route runner as you are being told he is. He is really electric with the ball in his hand. But it's going to be kind of hard to get the ball in his hand. Mm-hmm. He is the fastest non-deep threat I have ever seen, and he can't play on the outside. Tank, do you disagree with one word I just said?
I do not.
That is the analysis. Now, why Washington thinks he can play on the outside, I have no clue. I do not know what you saw over the course of 3 years that makes you think that. Why you took him over Ted Hurst, I have no idea. That doesn't mean he's not a good player.
Yeah.
He can be a good player in this league. I don't think it's going to be what Washington wanted. Washington fans seem to want the same thing that I did, which is I want somebody that can play on the other side of Terry McLaurin, take some of that safety coverage away, and open Terry up to be a true number one. Mm-hmm. That's not Antonio Williams.
Yep. Do you see a high ceiling for him? Because
no.
Do you see a possibility where he turns into a star?
Star, no.
Not a big one, but just
star.
He's
no.
a guy.
What I see is Brandon Ayuk is going to be the other outside receiver for the Commanders
eventually.
If I didn't already know that, I believe that selection would have confirmed it. And then the other 3 guys that are going to get realistic snaps for the Commanders, I don't know how you're going to use them because they're all 3 slots. Antonio Williams, I'll put it this way. This is the safest way for me to say this to Commanders fans. Antonio Williams is way closer to Deebo Samuel than he is to what you were chasing. But he can be a nice facsimile of what Deebo was supposed to be.
Okay. I don't see that going well for them. But we'll see.
Hey, that's one of the fun parts of every draft. You see a team come up, they take a guy, and you just go, how'd you get there? All the guys.
I mean, like, I look at this year's first round, and I could see a path where we have a few of those that don't get fifth-year options when the time comes.
That don't pan out in the first round?
Right.
Ooh, let's play a back-and-forth game of which ones you see.
Okay.
First-round players that you would wager do not get the fifth-year option kicked in.
Hang on. I didn't have the whole list pulled up.
Ooh, let me start. We'll start from the bottom.
Yep.
Jadarian Price.
That's a good one.
Feel pretty sure that's not going to go the way you want it to.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. I could see Malachi Lawrence. That's a boomer bust guy.
That's a good one. KC Concepcion.
Yes. I'll go Caleb Lomu.
Akeem Mesidor, because he'll be 37 years old by then.
Yeah, that'll be the only chance that he gets to make an impact on the market there. Who else? Ooh, Caleb Banks.
That's my next one. Ty Simpson.
Oh, you beat me to it. He'll get one just because he's a quarterback.
He may or may not have even played by then. So
I'm pretty sure he will have played by then. It'll just be if they're at the Bryce Young moment, because that'll be. I mean, I would say realistically, if he is their guy and Sean McVay, they were secretly meeting and all of those things before the draft. If he's their guy, then he could have 2 years. He could have 2-year tryout right before the fifth-year option, and I think that's one of those that you might have to.
I'm just really looking forward to the first Rams minicamp where we get Stetson Bennett and Ty Simpson throwing next to each other, and the offensive coordinator Nate Schilhaas comes over to Sean McVay and goes, "Wait a minute, oh my God, they're the same guy! Oh my God, they're the same guy!"
Just compare them right
we
next to each other.
We already had us Ty Simpson. His name was Stetson Bennett.
You putting Caden Proctor on that list?
No.
Okay.
Caden Proctor's one of those that 5 years from now you might still be trying to figure out what you have. Now, for me, that's why I didn't like him. I really like players that I know what I'm going to get. There's a reason I didn't put Blake Miller out there. I know practically to the letter what Blake Miller is going to be.
Yeah. Peter Woods, Omar Cooper, I would say they're at the bottom of that list of. I don't foresee this being as successful as the 2023 draft when it comes to that. I looked at that list and I started going down thinking, who's left? Oh, wait a minute. All of these guys have already signed. You already said Jahmyr Gibbs, Will McDonald, Lucas Van Ness. No. Not a chance. Broderick Jones.
Oh, Broderick Jones will probably get his kicked in.
Okay.
Unless the injury is worse than what I've been told.
Jack Campbell.
No doubt. He's in.
Quentin Johnston.
No.
Maybe. Miles Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Brian.
Oh, wait, Miles Murphy. Sorry. No. You said Miles. I heard Byron. Absolutely, unequivocally not.
Brian Breezy. Breezy. Whatever.
No.
Felix Anudike-Uzomah.
No way.
No. Not. There's already Deontay Banks. Mm-mm.
No way.
Is he even playing in the league still?
Yeah.
Somebody picked him up? That's it. Anthony Richardson.
Deontay
and we know
Banks
that's not going to
plays
happen.
for the Giants.
Does he?
Yeah. I mean, not well.
I was going to say I don't think I've heard him do anything good.
Oh, but that's very rarely do people go 70-yard touchdown for Quentin Johnson. Burned on the play was one Deontay Banks.
Not even worth mentioning is the thing. The guys that let's see, Mozzie Smith.
Oh, as he plays for my team, can confirm. No shot.
No shot. There's about 8. And that is what a successful first round looks like. Unlike what I think we're going to be at.
Oh, you think we're going to have 15 that don't get picked up?
Out of this draft? Could be.
I disagree with you. And I'll tell you why I disagree with you. So when the fifth-year options start getting kicked in, you're looking at the second, third, fourth round guys going, how many of those do we have to pay? If it's even debatable and I'm not having to pay the second round guy or we're not picking up the fourth round guy, it becomes a lot more palatable to pay that.
But
I think this draft is one of those where we're going to go down and even the best teams had 4 impact players. And that was 3 of them.
You're absolutely right. But I think that's part of what would scare me is because this is a draft where we liked a lot more of what these teams did after the first round.
No doubt.
And if those players are the ones, then there's the ones getting paid. I'm not going to give you a fifth-year option if I'm paying 3 other guys from this class, and I don't really have to.
The day 3 guys in the UDFAs. Those are the ones where I think you're going to see some absolute hammers.
I just thought it was an interesting thing to scope out. The fifth-year option market, there's not really much to talk about. We got 3 or 4 more guys that are going to no doubt get it. We've got about 7 guys that are no doubt not getting it, and end of discussion. There's nothing else because everybody else has already signed their fifth-year options. Thanks. I saw where we picked up Kalijah Cansey's today. So, woo-hoo-hoo.
You remember during that draft when you were like, Aaron Donald too, and I went, don't be so sure of that.
True or false, Ruben Bain can help him improve.
Help him, yes.
Yes. That's all I care about.
We do have a question in the YouTube chat that I want to get to before we get into the grades.
All right, let's do it.
It's from Flying Scotsman, who said, Jeremy, I remember you saying pre-draft that Ben Johnson's key to his offense is a commanding center. Can Logan Jones be him midway through the season? I believe so. I think he will be the starter in Chicago by week 6, mainly because I've never really liked Garrett Bradbury, and it's always confirmation for me. I don't know if you heard this from Eric DaCosta. They asked him, why did you not draft a center over the course of the draft? And he said, we had 2 that we really liked that we thought we could get in the 3rd round. They both went in the 2nd round. I don't know how good you are at math. I also know how good you are at projecting who plays where. There were only 2 centers that went in the 2nd round, which means the 2 he liked were Logan Jones and Jake Slaughter. Jake was the one I really liked. Logan Jones was specific to the team, but Chicago is one of those that I liked him for.
Yeah.
I also think people worry too much about how athletic he is. They don't focus enough on how freak strong he is.
All right, NFC draft grades. They're coming up next. We start with the NFC South, and just like yesterday, we'll start with the winner of the division and the loser of the division when it comes to the draft, which just so happens to be my team.
This is ESPN Asheville, Asheville's #1 sports station.
Coming up the middle on a blitz, he throws to the end zone, touchdown!
Beer City's Tar Heel station.
Off the back, iron! Wilson comes soaring in to dunk it home.
Home of the Sportsocracy.
He said, Kyle Shanahan asked, why isn't tic-tac-toe named Hugs and Kisses? That's all Tech's going to call it.
Live from the Ingalls studio, weekdays at noon, ESPN Asheville.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
It's not just a radio app. It's what's happening right now.
It's on.
On the iHeart Radio app, you're not just listening. You're in it.
You better believe it.
From breaking news
Splashdown confirmed
to what's happening in your community.
Local, national, and world.
Live moments.
impacting millions.
Real voices.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest.
Amazing prizes. Plus, talk to your favorite hosts using the TalkBack mic.
I have loved always hearing you guys.
This is where culture comes alive.
I listen everywhere on the app.
Download the iHeart Radio app today.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Fun. That's fun. Enter it now.
Log on to ESPNAVL.com to play, and good luck.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And we're the Chainsaw Brothers. Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
The crack of the bat, the sight of green grass and white chalk lines, the aroma of perfectly grilled hot dogs. If right about now you're simultaneously hungry and ready for baseball, then we've got you covered. At Ingles, we're here for all the fanfare of America's pastime, sponsoring teams from Little League to the pros. So, whether you're the snack parent or just craving that perfect ballpark meal, we've got you covered. Ingles, your official sponsor of baseball season.
All right, we're back in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. It's NFL Draft Grades Day 2. We're doing the NFC today. We start with the NFC South, and the winner of the South was...
Fire them cannons, by golly, put more powder in them things.
I'm so excited every time Jason Light turns in a good draft. And look, he has these drafts where he will just hammer a couple of picks. The rest of it really feels empty to me. This time, completely different. I made jokes about them doing their homework during the process, and you know what? I'll shut my mouth. I won't say nothing else. They did their job this year because I loved every pick we made.
I don't love every pick you made. I do really like that you let Reuben Bain just fall in your lap.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh, but he's got short arms. Well, at 15, I don't really care because every pass rusher that makes it to that point is either just completely misread by the NFL, see Jared Verse, or they have something that could preclude them from ever reaching their potential, which is what you get in Reuben Bain. I did not love Josiah Trotter. So the reason that it's not just a hammer, no doubt, A+, I didn't love Josiah Trotter. I thought you took him too high.
Okay. Took him at 46 in the second round. Would you would liked him more if he was mid-third round?
Yeah, that's where I had him.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot to like with him.
I mean, he's prototypical Todd Bowles, center of the defense linebacker. And if you think he's ready to go now, then let's hope so.
He has good instincts. He's just little.
Mm-hmm.
And little always scares me in that kind of defense. Now, it helps that you got Vita Vea in front of him. That tends to mitigate a lot of that. I was just a little surprised that was your second-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
From there, objections are limited.
Limited, because in the third round at 84, we went Ted Hurst out of Georgia State, which just sent me over the moon.
I don't know how many receivers your team needs. Like, I'm not.
5. We need 5. Because one of them's going to get hurt, and then we have, next man up.
So Chris Godwin, Emeka Ibuka, Jalen McMillan, Tez Johnson, Cameron Johnson, Ted Hurst. That's 6.
Oh, I forgot about Cameron. Forgot about
It's
him.
the point that I've tried to make with Tampa Bay forever is, okay, who's the second corner is who? Oh, okay. Keep taking wide receivers. Now, I love that kid so much, I understand why you did it.
Yeah.
But I do not understand this absolute fixation that Jason Light has with having 6 receivers on the roster.
Well, I told you, after I started watching Ted Hurst, that I would do whatever it took. Like, I will try to foresee where the run could start, and then I'm jumping in front of it.
Well, you actually jumped on the tail end of it.
To try to get a guy like Ted Hurst. And when he just kind of fell, I was shocked and went, thank you. Because when a guy falls in your lap like that, I mean, because I think he's kind of justified in Emeka, is he not? I mean, Emeka he's going to be a star.
He was for 6 games last year, and then it fell off a cliff.
I think it could be okay.
Could be.
Could be okay.
It could look really stupid, too.
We'll
That's
see.
still in the
That is still in the ether.
Still in
I'm
the
not saying
range
it's
of
not.
possibilities.
Then in the 4th round, 116, we went Keontae Scott, safety from Miami. 5th round, 155, DeMonte Capehart, big boy out of Clemson.
Now, by the way, we gleaned over Keontae Scott. Do you have any fear that Keontae Scott and Jacob Parrish play the exact same position? Like, how are you planning on deploying those two? Because that makes me think Keontae Scott's going to be way more of I almost want to say a safety.
Mm-hmm.
He would be the smallest safety in the league. But you already have a slot guy who can only play in the slot, and I thought he was the best corner on the team for a good part of last year.
Yeah, sure.
That part was a little clunky to me, but, I mean, I don't have a problem with the player.
No, I mean,
I thought Keontae Scott was going in day 2.
Yeah,
so.
If you're a player, we'll find a spot for you.
Sure.
And he is a player. I like his tape. DeMonte Capehart is there's your potential shot in the dark at a Vita Vea replacement in a couple of years.
He's big, he's mobile, he's raw. But, I mean, in Tampa Bay, you got plenty of time to develop it.
Mm-hmm. Billy Schroth in the 5th round at 160.
Can I just state for the record, I want to look at every other evaluator in the industry and go, I tried to tell you. All of you that had him in the 70s, I never saw it. I couldn't figure it out. I thought you were way too high, and you wound up being way too high.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Schroth has really heavy feet. Hands are good. Some of the tape's good. But to me, he was limited to the scheme. Tampa Bay's a pretty good fit.
And then 185 in the 6th round went Bauer Sharp, tight end from LSU, who appears to be like just a seam stretcher.
He's a Davis Allen. He's a thin tight end that moves pretty well. He's not going to do anything in terms of blocking. But
overall, your grade?
A.
It's an A.
Yeah, that's an A.
I was so thrilled.
And I think it's pretty safe A.
I was thrilled with everything we did. Are there a couple of shots in there? Sure. Now the loser of the division.
It's the Saints.
It's the New Orleans Saints.
It's the Saints. I don't understand this love that draft is getting. Jordan Tyson, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Olave, that is a setup for Tyler Shuck.
Yep.
If Tyson can stay healthy, which is far from a given. That was the issue I had with him in the top 10. I don't object to the tape. I object to the medical. And then this late surge of Jordan Tyson's going in the top 10, I didn't see it. It didn't make a ton of sense to me. I thought he was a teens guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the upside. I did not ding the Saints for that. It was from there that I had some issues.
You take him at 8. 2nd round, they took Kristen Miller, big defensive tackle out of Georgia at 42.
You're the Georgia guy. Tell the people what you told me in the break.
I said this is going to be a really good defensive tackle that you might have should have drafted in the 4th round.
There it is. That was the part that the guy that watched every snap he ever played at Georgia thought he was a 4th round player.
I mean,
I was higher than that.
Yeah.
I thought this was a bit of a reach, more because of who was still on the board than him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, Kristen Miller at this point offers you literally nothing as a pass rusher.
Yep.
He is strictly a two-down run defender.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. And he is
42 is rich for me there.
He is a very lateral player. He just moves side to side, and they're not going to push him over many times. He will win that battle at the line of scrimmage, so there's not going to be a whole lot of running it up the ass of the center against this guy.
Sure.
However, he doesn't give you any pop. Like, I feel like he is going to be a solid player for a long time, but I don't necessarily think he's anything special.
Allow me to ask this question. In terms of what they're going to provide right off the jump,
mm-hmm.
Did you see a ton of difference between Kristen Miller that the Saints took at 210 or Nick Barrett the Chargers took at 5'5"?
Not really.
That's the problem I had.
Mm-hmm.
They're very similar players.
Yep.
Now, Kristen Miller has a way higher high side. That's not enough for me to take him over. I mean, we could do this for a minute.
Mm-hmm. 42 was rich.
42's just, it's too high.
Yeah, the rent's too damn high. Third round, 73. Speaking of the rent's too high, Oscar Delp.
I never saw it.
Tight end out of Georgia.
I mean, again, you're the Georgia guy. You tell me what I missed. I saw 8 flash plays from him in 2 years where people said, oh, he could be the next Brock Bowers. But he wasn't.
Mm-mm. He wasn't.
So in a tight end class where this was the legit deepest tight end class I've ever seen in my life, how, and again, you tell me, how'd you take him over a handful of other guys at that position?
Yeah. The production was never what you wanted it to be. Oscar's good for a first down. He's good for a pop play every now and then. It wasn't near what we were sold it was going to be, right? He was supposed to be the next Brock Bowers because he had all of the tools, the athleticism and the speed and all of the things. Was it because the quarterback play at Georgia hindered him so much that they could not use him like Brock Bowers was able to be effective?
It tends to be, the tight end position tends to be where you get inflated by bad quarterback play. Not
typically, but he was just not targeted like Brock was, and that should probably tell us everything we need to know, because if he was, he probably would have been.
Can I give you my theory on what happened there?
Yeah.
I think they were targeting Sam Roush. They never in a million years thought the Bears would do it right in front of them, and they had to audible.
Could be.
That's exactly what I think. The problem I have, now the Saints have 3 tight ends. None of them can block.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single one can block.
Yep.
That is terrifying to me.
Yep. Yeah. Good player. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of impact he can make, but it's not a move I would have made at 73.
Then this is where we take kind of a turn to the promising.
In the 4th round, they picked 132, took Jeremiah Wright, guard at Alabama.
That dude has got more keister than a truck stop bathroom. That's a gigantic guard, and he has got super high upside. I mean, he was a defensive lineman. This kid barely knows even how to play the position. So I like that pick a lot. I like the next pick a lot. And then it kind of fell off the world again.
136, they got Bryce Lance, the wide receiver out of North Dakota State, who we found out is actually Trey Lance's brother.
Yeah.
Don't watch North Dakota State, so we didn't know that.
Big, fast, super raw. 4.34 at 6'3". That's rare. And I wanted New Orleans to get 2 receivers in this class. And I think they did. His hands scare me to death. He has got a big old case of the dropsies. And that was at North Dakota State.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's more of a year away type receiver. So in my mind, you're going to get Olave, Vele, Tyson in 3 receiver sets. Lance will be the 4 that basically comes in to function like Rashid Shaheed of I'm going to stretch the seam. That should allow Juwan Johnson and Delp some ability to work in the intermediate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good there. And then we fell off the wagon
again. Well, at the 172nd pick in the 5th round, they went fastest dude in the process. Lorenzo Styles Jr., cornerback out of Ohio State.
He's a special teams gunner exclusively to the point of he doesn't even have a position. They listed him as a safety.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a safety. There's virtually no tape on this kid that suggests he's going to be a player defensively, and you took that in the 5th round. I thought Lorenzo Styles was a fringe draftable. You took him 2 rounds ahead of the end of the draft.
Yep.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
6th round, 190. They got Berrien Brown, wide receiver from LSU, so a little more speed there.
I thought he was a fringe draftable guy. And he's your 3rd receiver in this class. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
T.J. Hull, cornerback out of Iowa. That was your final pick for the Saints, 7th round, 219.
Now, I like T.J. Hull a lot. And I feel like, and this is just my opining on that team, I kind of feel like he was water in the desert, and you had allowed yourself to starve to death because all the corners that you had a shot to take to add to that back half, you never did it. So, like, Berrien Brown makes no sense to me because he's basically a kick returner, and I think that's kind of where he slots in. I know you needed receivers. I'm well aware of that. I'm just now looking at a team that has 10. I don't think 3 of them should have been drafted in this class.
Yeah.
You have other needs, and I feel like you didn't address them.
All right. Red Sea chimed in and said, as a fan of a team that gets annihilated against the run every week, having a no doubt nose tackle would be a godsend. Well, that's what they're getting in Kristen Miller.
Not a no doubt.
I mean,
because he's undersized for a nose tackle.
Is he?
To wit, I didn't even evaluate him as a 1. I evaluated him as a 3.
Okay. All right. I mean, I feel like he could fill that hole, but it's not going to be like,
Anchor.
Ooh, he's all pro.
Anchor. He's 310 pounds, and he does not – Lee Hunter can be a nose. Now, he's a nose that plays like a 3. DeMonte Capehart plays like a 3, but he's got the anchor to be a true nose. You don't see a ton of guys playing in the center of defenses like this that are 310 pounds on the high side. Because by the end of the year, you're at 295. It's hard to hold up in the center that way.
Andreas Pinkney said we needed him. We were 19th in run defense last year, and R. Mason Thomas and Cassius Howe went back-to-back before the Miller pick.
Sure.
Yeah.
The board did not follow the Saints' way.
No.
I mean, he also said the Bills took Kilgore 4 picks before the Saints. That's why they went Styles. That's my point. 4 picks before you was Jalen Kilgore, who I know is going to have a defensive role. You took a guy, I have no reason to think he has a role defensively.
Yeah.
That's my problem. That's where everything kind of came tumbling after.
Saints grade?
C+. I did like Jordan Tyson. I don't dislike Kristen Miller. Oscar Delp is fine. I just think you took him too high.
Yeah. You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Take a break, come back. We'll do the rest of the NFC South, Carolina Panthers, and the Atlanta Falcons.
ESPN Asheville. Your mountain weather forecast.
Scattered showers even into the afternoon. Should start tapering off a bit and then mostly cloudy, probably after 2 o'clock. 75. Tonight, a few showers back, maybe even a thunderstorm with patchy fog by morning. 55. Wednesday morning, a few showers around, some patchy fog, maybe a thunderstorm as we get into the afternoon, 77. Thursday, behind the front, sunshine returns, highs only in the upper 60s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging.
This report sponsored by the experts at Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks Real Estate, the real estate leader in Western North Carolina.
Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks Real Estate is not like other real estate companies. They're built differently. As the #1 family-owned real estate company in the U.S., proven expertise and personalized service delivers results. Let them show you how at Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks.
With iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. If you manage a business or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
I need a little ranch, step to the ranch. There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app, it's more powerful than it looks. One tap can get you in the conversation.
You guys, are you serious?
Enter to win something amazing.
That $1,000.
Or just a request.
What up?
Try it now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
At Ingalls, we know that fresh means local. The best ingredients don't come from a world away. They come from your own backyard. From the farms we support, to the stores we love, to the tables you treasure. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I like a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The Sportsocracy.
Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
All right, back in the Sportsocracy. NFC Draft Grades Day. Still on the hangover from the last leg of the Ingalls Living the Dream Tour.
Nope, no hangover. Didn't drink any boozes yesterday.
Our
2 non-boozy days, just bunny food.
Our chauffeur was still just popped in. Eddie came by to pick up his laptop charger that we stole from him.
That is one fun thing is how many cords we just randomly wind up with.
Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of them. But Eddie was great. The Appalachian Motor Coach was fantastic. It was a great way to ride. Anywhere you got to go, you got a special event coming up. You need shuttles or anything like that. Appalachian Motor Coach, they will take care of you. It's phenomenal.
They're taking a big group to the George Strait concert at Clemson
sweet.
On Saturday.
That's the way to ride to a show.
You know what? That crowd at Clemson, I'll throw Troubadour on the television in my house because Clemson is not the most fun place I've ever seen to park.
Mm-hmm.
After our 3-mile trek for the Florida State game, I think I'm good on Clemson for a minute.
It's a fun place to watch a game. Probably an even cooler place to watch a show. Anyhow, back into the NFC draft grades here. The NFC South, the hometown team, Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
There we go. He remembered what he was supposed to do. The Carolina Panthers had a good draft. Had a great draft.
After Monroe Freeland.
If that first pick might have been a little bit different. You didn't get a guy that helps you now.
I'm not upset about Monroe Freeland.
It's a developmental pick.
For sure. The problem I had with Freeland was always he comes in and starts day one. He started 17 games at Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
4 of them were on the right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought teams were going to look at him as a no-doubt left tackle today. That's why I said I thought the Browns were going to take him. In Carolina, you've got Rasheed Walker. Let's say Ike McQuana, let's just for argument's sake, let's say he doesn't play a snap this year. There's no protection on Monroe Freeland. Like, that kid is going to end up on the field in year one.
Yep.
I'm okay with it. I just don't love it. I also didn't think left tackle was the biggest need for them.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of dogs on that board. I feel like Kenyon Sadiq got taken in front of them, and they had 1 first-round grade left. I'm very confident they tried to trade down.
At 19, they took Monroe Freeling, the tackle out of Georgia. I mean, this would be a value pick if I hadn't felt like Monroe Freeling probably belonged here or lower in the first place.
I had him 28. He was the player right behind Fernando Mendoza for me.
Then in the second round, they get Lee Hunter, the guy who jumped, 21 inches?
21 and a half.
21 and a half inches
Guess what?
at the combine.
I've never asked a defensive tackle to jump. I don't
I want you to.
care.
I want you to be able to bat down passes, and jumping matters in that sense,
Not
but
really.
that's not a huge portion of your game.
It really doesn't. It's really. I've heard that same.
Yeah.
It's really not true. Most passes that are batted down are straight up with a defensive lineman coming maybe that far off the ground. These guys aren't jumping up to bat passes down 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Edge rushers do. Defensive tackles really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about most of that. I liked Lee Hunter throughout the entire process. I thought the workout hurt his stock to where he would go about where he did, and I think he is an absolute hammer pick for Carolina.
Yeah.
That front is terrifying now.
Mm-hmm. Teaming up with Derek Brown, that's going to be a really good pick. Chris Brazell, the second, wide receiver out of Tennessee at 83 in the third round.
Hold on. Robert Johnson just said Troubadour is like the 30th best George Strait song. Troubadour may be my favorite song that's ever been made by any artist. I love that song. I love George Strait, and there are 30 phenomenal songs. That Troubadour shade. I don't get that at all.
I have no comment here. I don't know what song you're talking about.
He's still trying to figure out who George Strait is.
I know who George Strait is.
Yeah, but he thinks it's spelled with a G and an H, and it is not.
Is it not? Oh.
Guys, like everything you say just pisses me off.
Chris Brazell, the second, goes third round, 83.
Fantastic. There's your high flyer. I think that opens up Liggett. I think that opens up Coker. And I think you'll get to really see what you have in Jatavian Sanders. That's the player that I thought Carolina needed. I just never thought they were going to have access to him because I thought he was going to go way ahead of this.
Mm-hmm. Takes an eyeball off Tet, and that's not going to hurt on the Rookie of the Year.
Does he have Stephen Hill potential? Sure. Because he is thin, and he does not do particularly well with press. The thing that gets me about Brazell, his best games were against the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
It scares me when it's the other way around. That part doesn't scare me. That's more of a focus thing. Could even be an offense thing.
Matt, I heard Steve Smith talking about this pick the other day, and he was saying that he does not like receivers out of Tennessee because they're not coached well, and they come into the league and they're not able to process routes and things like that immediately. He said with some good coaching, Chris Brazell can be a dog, but for right now, just temper the expectation immediately because while he's got some speed and some measurables, you should temper your. This ain't gonna be Tet, is what he was saying
for sure. But I mean, Tet was taking it 8. Mm-hmm. Brazell was taking it almost 100.
Sure.
I'm gonna gristle it. They weren't coached well. I'm gonna more say they're playing a system that is not an NFL system.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically have to teach these guys how to play a high level college system because it's a kooky system they play at Tennessee. They're not running pro concepts.
No.
So they're a year further behind in their development than the average receiver that you get.
Yeah.
I gristle it, that's bad coaching. It's good coaching in college. It's not great coaching to develop guys to go into the NFL.
Right. Fourth round, they went Will Lee the third, cornerback out of Texas A&M at 129. That's a hammer.
Long, lean. I think he can be a dude. He's one of my favorite value picks in this entire class.
Fifth round at 144, they went Sam Hecht, so you get a center out of Kansas State.
That's the long-term center. I would say he probably sits behind Fortner for a bit because you're going to really need to get him bulked up in the offseason program because he's super thin.
Fifth round at 151, they went Zakey Whitley, the safety from Penn State.
I just really like the kid. Does he play with reckless abandon sometimes? Sure. If you can ever contain that and kind of put it in a box, you're going to have a whale of a football player.
227 overall was their final selection in the seventh round. Jackson Kuach, linebacker from Miami of Ohio.
What do you think his middle name is? Is it Samuel?
No, it's not.
Because if his name
is he the Squatch?
If his name is Jackson S. Squatch, he just became my new super Squatchy.
He needs a Jack Links deal right now.
He's going to be a high. I think he'll be the special teams guy. You're going to see him as a gunner. I did not have a draftable grade. Nowhere near a draftable grade on him.
Yeah.
But you hammered, 6 picks in a row before that?
Mm-hmm. And the grade is?
B+.
B+. Then that brings us to the Atlanta Falcons. The 2026 NFL Draft was pretty good. Started out at second round, 48th pick, Avion Terrell. They went and got AJ's brother, which is a cool little storyline. But how does he fit into the Falcons' defense?
You know, I didn't love Avion. I think he's going to be more of a slot defender than people think. But I do really like this spot for him, mainly because I go back to those primary Jets days when Jeff Ulbrich was calling that defense. Michael Carter, I think he can be that to even a higher extreme.
Okay,
that's a really solid pick for Atlanta, and it's great value.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, he was a top 25 player if you're just looking at tape. And you got him in the middle of the second round.
Third round, 79, they went Zachariah Branch, wide receiver from Georgia.
Kind of hard for me to not love this when this is the guy I gave Atlanta in the final mock in the second round, and you got him in the third.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's a willing blocker.
Yes.
Of sidewalks, not necessarily of corners.
It's a willing blocker.
You're going to have to manufacture his touches, but Zachariah Branch is one of those players that I've just always thought you have not been coached well, and if anybody ever figures it out, you are going to be a dynamo.
Better Olamide Zaccheaus.
Oh, he's Olamide Zaccheaus on steroids.
Mm-hmm. 134, fourth round, Kendall Daniels, linebacker out of Oklahoma.
He was a safety. He grew like 3 or 4 inches.
6'5".
And he's 6'5" and some change.
Mm-hmm.
He's super raw, but I easily see how Ulbrich fell for him. The instincts are there. He's just still learning to play the position. So he's going to be a special teams guy to start. But then they did another thing a little later here that I'm real fond of.
6th round, 208, Ontario Thompson, defensive tackle from Washington.
Ontario Thompson's all of the prospects I broke down, his entire breakdown for me was less than a paragraph. And it was, nobody that big should move like that. Now, I'd have to go back and break down the tape to actually tell you much beyond that, but he did have some pop. If I remember correctly, I think he got blocked out of a lot of plays. But if he's going to play 5-tech, which is what it feels like he's doing in Atlanta, okay.
3 minutes later, at 2:15, Harold Perkins Jr., linebacker from LSU.
I mean, he's an edge rusher. That's the thing about him that nobody ever wanted to say out loud, but it's the truth. He's the smallest edge rusher in NFL history. And I've always thought he could be a souped-up version of Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, where he can defend some out of the slot, he can come on the blitz. He's basically going to be a joker player, and I think Atlanta is going to love him.
And then finally, their 7th round pick, 231, they went Ethan Anianwa, guard out of Ohio State.
Didn't play much at Ohio State. He came from Rice. But there's a raw ball of clay there that you should put him in mothballs for 2 years. But if you can get it out of him, he's still a pretty young kid.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get it out of him, he could be a player down the line. But he's a super project.
Final grade for the 2026 NFL Draft for the Atlanta Falcons.
Solid B. Which, with as little capital as they had, is incredibly impressive.
Yes, it is. We will take the break for the top of the hour, and then when we come back, a first ever in the post-NFL Draft team-by-team grades. An entire division that deserves
a Gary Busey. Buttered sausage, Joe. What's it doing? Get it off my plate.
I didn't think I would ever see it where 4 teams in the same division would look at an NFL draft and go, I don't want it.
Now, one team had a couple picks where I went, yay. The rest of them, woof.
Yep. We'll do it when we come back. The NFC West, the first ever Sportsocracy, all division, Gary Busey, up next.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Scattered showers even into the afternoon. Should start tapering off a bit and then mostly cloudy, probably after 2 o'clock. 75. Tonight, a few showers back, maybe even a thunderstorm with patchy fog by morning. 55. Wednesday morning, a few showers around, some patchy fog, maybe a thunderstorm as we get into the afternoon, 77. Thursday, behind the front, sunshine returns, highs only in the upper 60s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by
Bojangles. It's always bow time.
It's bow time. You've had a sausage biscuit before, but have you had the smoked sausage biscuit from Bojangles? Slow-cooked smoked sausage is grilled and served on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Another Bojangles biscuit that doesn't disappoint. Get 2 for $5 today. It's bow time.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Celebrate Cinco de Mayo with Easy Cater, the best way to order great food from favorite restaurants for all your festivities. From April 27th through May 5th, every order placed earns you 1,000 bonus rewards points. From traditional favorites like enchiladas and mole to festive options like a build-your-own taco bar, even breakfast. Chilaquiles, anyone? Easy Cater makes food for Cinco de Mayo a cinch. Order now at easycater.com and get 1,000 bonus points on every order with promo code Cinco de Mayo 26. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Spring is here and so are the road trips. Make sure your car is ready for every mile with Jimmy's Automotive. Jump on their spring specials and save $29.99 on an alignment. Plus, check out their spring labor specials. Get details at jimmysauto.com. Jimmy's Automotive. That's where customers send their friends.
You might not know this, but at the Ingalls Bakery, we actually bake things. Like crusty breads, delicious apple fritters, cakes for any occasion. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
At Ingalls, we celebrate the amazing women who show the world exactly what it means to throw like a girl, hit like a girl, play like a girl, and dream like a girl. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. By storing our guns safely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
ESPN Asheville. Yeah. WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app and seen everywhere on YouTube's. Fresh off the Ingalls Living the Dream tour, was still shaking off the bugs from the trip to Pittsburgh.
It also means we're on day 3 of Jeremy eats like a bunny rabbit.
Yeah, Jeremy's going straight. He's finally going the straight and narrow.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you the same thing I said on Overtime last night. If I go into a season at post-draft fat, it'll be the last season that I ever work because my heart will explode. Because I'll be, I don't know, Caleb Banks by the end of the season. He weighs 367 pounds.
Can't happen. You gotta take that moment to get a little bit healthier, and we're all glad you're going to be an inspiration for all of us, because I'm going to jump on that bandwagon with you.
Obviously, I'm not that much of an inspiration because I do this every year. I guess I'm just talking about it more this year.
Yes, most definitely.
Here's the thing. I'm about to spend a month at the beach, and there is way too much of me that to put in a bathing suit. Nobody wants to see this on a beach.
Ain't that the truth?
This currently looks like it could be beached, but not on a beach.
Yes. So if everybody else, Sportsocracy challenge, we'll see how many pounds we can lose.
Oh, for
leading up to the next draft.
If we're going tear weight, you're not going to like going up against me for a while. I used to fight.
He drops quick.
I know how to do this.
It drops that weight pretty quick.
17 pounds in a week that's my high water mark.
Yep.
We have a super chat, by the way.
Oh, do we? Well, check this out.
Cause it's all about the money, all about the money.
It's from Dana, Red Feather Workshop. Defensive tackle success in the NFL years 1 to 4 is most likely for those with high 3-cone scores, and broad jump does seem to matter. But the vertical is basically useless for the position. I'm going to post the chart in the Discord.
Nice.
I've actually heard that before. I've never seen it written out. So I'll be really interested to see that.
Awesome. And if you want to become a member of the House of Reprehensibles, you get access to that Discord, right? Right, Jeremy?
What?
I said, and if you subscribe to the House of Reprehensibles, you get access to the Discord, right?
Correct.
Isn't that how that works? So you, too, can see all of the helpful little background pieces of information that we share as a group here in the Sportsocracy. Continuing with the NFC draft grades, the first ever Gary Busey for an entire division. It's the NFC West. Every team in this division went, how can we really, minimize the potential of all of these picks? Starting with the loser of because we've got so many losers here, we're starting with the worst ones. The absolute losers of the division were
the Rams. Simpson.
Okay.
I mean, it's
So
close
with the 49ers.
I mean, Ty Simpson at 13 is legit the dumbest thing I've ever seen an NFL team do.
It's the most nepotistic thing I've ever seen.
Les Snead was like, this is my dude. I like him. He talked to Sean McVay one time, which means he's Mark Dew. Kenyon Sadiq and Mekhi Lemon are on the board, and you went, hey, you know what? Let's do something for 3 years from now.
Yeah.
That whole Super Bowl this year, we're already good in it. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Add pieces to your roster. We have already seen this. The Green Bay Packers did it twice.
And taking Ty Simpson at 13, there was no excuse for it. It was just
secret time, Ty Simpson's nowhere near the prospect that Aaron Rodgers was. He's not even the prospect Jordan Love was.
Mm-mm. But you threw away a first-round draft pick. Les Snead, he lives by the philosophy of F them picks.
He did.
And he did. He went, screw that pick. I'm taking my best friend's son or whatever.
He just added a word to the end of that philosophy this year, up. Falafel them picks up, which is exactly what you did. That will not age well.
No.
Even in the best place he could possibly have gone, which I have a funny feeling, I know how this is going to go, that Ty Simpson takes over for Matthew Stafford. He has a modicum of success, and people like me are going, you do understand every quarterback that's played in that system has had some success.
Baker Mayfield did.
Yeah. Nobody just went out there and crashed into the rocks. That's kind of the point we're trying to make. Oh, and by the way, there's 11 of them next year.
Congratulations, you got Brock Purdy at 13. Sweet.
At best. I would say Brock Purdy's on the high side.
Mm-hmm. Second round, 61. They went Max Clare, tight end at Ohio State.
Little rich for my blood. But what really got me was, hey, do you remember that you took Terrence Ferguson in the second round last year? Because I do. I remember that. How in the world was that the top guy on your board? So now this is a team that has Colby Parkinson, Tyler Higbee, Terrence Ferguson, Max Clare. That's 2 second-round picks in a row. Those two really do not have access to the field. That's more than the third and fourth tight end.
Mm-hmm.
From roster construction, that makes no sense.
Third round, 93, they went Keegan Trost, guard from Missouri.
Keegan Trost may be 76 years old. I think he's legit 25.
He is.
He may be older than that. He played 7 years of college football. I thought he was going to be a priority undrafted free agent. You took him in day 2. That's not good value. I don't care what Mel Kiper told you.
Mm-hmm. Then in the 6th round, 197, C.J. Daniels, wide receiver from Miami.
Hey, you finally mercifully got your quarterback a weapon, and it was one that I didn't care for in a class with 57 receivers. He's fine. The athleticism numbers are not there. I don't think he's going to separate well in the NFL. He's just a dude.
Mm-hmm. And then 7th round, 232, Tim Keenan III, defensive tackle from Alabama.
Tim Keenan's workout made Lee Hunter's look like Kenyon Sadiq's. And there, boys and girls, is an NFL draft analogy.
You had the opportunity, and you punted getting one single player that's going to be an impact.
Here's my question. If you wanted Ty Simpson, why'd you not trade down? You cannot tell me there were not teams that were looking to trade up to get Vega Ioane. I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. You can't tell me there weren't teams at the back end of the first round going, ooh, Reuben Bain, that'd be fun.
No doubt.
Nobody was sniping you on Ty Simpson. And again, sorry to keep throwing out ESPN names here. I don't care what Dan Orlovsky tells you. They weren't there.
But
I know that because every person I've talked to in the NFL has made fun of this pick for 5 days.
Mm-hmm. Except for Dan Orlovsky.
I haven't talked to Dan yet. I feel like
Dan was pulling for it when it happened, so I'm pretty sure he's excited.
I feel like Dan and I should probably take a pause for the cause for a week or two until we can talk about something other
than Ty Simpson. I did not understand how this draft unfolded, and Les Snead did Les Sneady things. And this is the thing that I hate about the process and how it works in the building, because I really honestly feel like there was no choice here for Sean McVay, which surprises me.
It's insane
That Les Snead would get, and the story came out that they were talking in secret. They were having secret meetings leading up to the draft between him and Sean McVay. But was that more just because Les Snead went to Sean and said, "You need to settle this in your own head. This is happening,"
and that's fine. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, you know how the league gives you top 30 visits? You should probably use them. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
because there's been a lot of this. They've had some winners. This was a big, unmitigated turd.
Mm-hmm. Giant grumper for the Los Angeles Rams. Did they individually get a Busey?
No. The only Gary Busey in theory would have been Jacksonville.
Okay.
But they would have been, they'd have been a Charlie Sheen for sure.
Okay, yeah.
If you missed Ram rocks and finishing them.
If you missed yesterday, Jacksonville got an F with 9 minuses for their draft. So, hey,
real funny
Rams
on the
fans,
slide.
you're doing better than that.
It looks real funny on the slide because the F is like across the page because the minuses take so much.
Nice. All right, so the L.A. Rams, they were the loser, but not by much.
Yeah, because there's another team in that division that went, hold up, don't outshine me because we're going to do lunatic things too.
The San Francisco 49ers.
I have no idea how they grade players is like in a foreign language to me. Just go through them one by one.
All right, in the second round at 33, DeJon Stribling, the wide receiver out of Ole Miss.
I thought we were particularly high on him compared to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he had maybe a chance to go in the top 100. Like to the point if I put him in my top 100 at the very last second. You took him at 33. You took him over Denzel Boston. That's insane.
Denzel Boston's not Deebo Samuel, though.
Neither's DeJon Stribling. He's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Also a receiver that was on your team at one point. Just you have the wrong one. And then
in the third round at 70, Romello Height, edge rusher from Texas Tech.
Romello Height is 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good edge rusher. This is one of the few picks I actually didn't have a problem with the value. I actually mocked him to San Francisco numerous times. This one's fine.
Okay.
That's a nice edge piece.
That's an A.
B+.
B+. All right. Positive pick. Third round, you went Keelan Black at 90th overall, the running back out of Indiana.
Did you not get the memo that this running back class sucks? You took a guy that had an undrafted grade on. He was the third running back off the board. You took him ahead of Mike Washington. Are you out of your mind? You took him ahead of Jonah Coleman, Emmett Johnson, Nick Singleton. Hell, I'd have taken Katron Allen ahead of Keelan Black.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
They like him older. They
guess.
like him older.
Just that is a lunatic.
Well, look, it's really because of the substation. They're getting guys whose brains are already developed so that they don't get, as warped by the radioactive waves that are coming off of the substation next to the practice field.
Even Kuiper had him as the 15th running back in this class.
Yeah, it was not a good pick. Fourth round, you had 3 picks. First one was 107, Grayson Halton, defensive tackle from Oklahoma.
And you know what? Look at that. Good for you. Value. That's a decent player. But then we get to the big but. You just traded for Osa Odigizua. You drafted Alfred Collins and C.J. West last year.
Where's he going to play?
That's where you thought the priority was? Really? Okay. Sure.
127 in the fourth. They went Carver Willis, the tackle from Washington.
I, in the book, wrote, I am higher on Carver Willis than anybody in the industry because I think he might be drafted. That's a word for word. I saw him at the combine and I went, I like the way this kid moves. I came back, watched a little tape, went, hey, that's a draftable grade. You took him at the end of 4.
Mm-hmm. And then
at
139, Ephesians Prysock, one of the biblical brothers, cornerback out of Washington. This is a good one.
Hallelujah. You finally made a pick that I like. Finally, mercifully, made a pick that I like. because I did think the two Biblical brothers were two of the most underrated corners in this class, depending on where you're going to play them.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I can say, based on the last 6 years of watching John Lynch draft for the San Francisco 49ers, he didn't mean to. I think he was taking a whiz or something. And the assistant GM went, "Don't tell him I made a move. I'm going to pick Ephesians Prysock." Then John Lynch came back and went, "Who did this? Who took a good player? We only take people 3 rounds too early."
5th round, the first of their last 2 picks, 154, Jaden Duggar, linebacker from Louisville.
Special teams, Louisiana.
Oh, Louisiana.
Special teams exclusive, real tall, converted safety, needs a lot of reps. I do laugh that they went from, let's take all the smallest linebackers out there to let's go get one that's 6'5", 245.
Final pick at 179 was Enrique Cruz Jr., tackle from Kansas.
You got an athletic testing numbers tackle that I had a borderline draftable grade on.
Mm-hmm.
John Lynch is terrible at this. And you know what? I'm tired of being nice about it. He's the legit worst drafter I've ever seen. And old Joey Gladstone down in Jacksonville is just nipping on his heels, but does not have the depth of resume that one John Lynch does. If you don't believe me, go back and look at the last 5 draft classes for San Francisco and realize how bad it's actually been.
Mm-hmm. So San Francisco's final draft grade is
F.
Sternly with the F. Again, 2 teams between them and the Los Angeles Rams that you did not sign or draft one player that is going to make a major impact on you this season. The closest one that they came to between the 2 of them was probably Deshaun Stribling, which was a pick that we didn't like anyway. Maybe Romello Height. But when's he going to see the field is the question.
It'll be a rotational piece on the outside.
Right.
With, to what I can guess, is 6 other guys.
Make it make sense.
I genuinely don't think John Lynch understands how the draft works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll continue NFC West draft grades when we come back. Got Seattle and Arizona coming up next.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. Yep, that's me, Clifford Taylor IV. And on my new podcast, The Clifford Show, I'm bringing you raw, unfiltered conversations with your favorite athletes, creators, and media personalities. Each week, we'll talk about sports, life, mental health, purpose, and even music. The Clifford Show is not just a conversation. It's a celebration.
Search The Clifford Show on iHeart Radio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Win. That's win. Enter it now.
Log on to ESPNAVL.com to play, and good luck.
The Atlanta Braves are rocking into the 2026 season. When lights are on, the Braves are on. Asheville's Real Rock 105.1. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Experience the Parks promise at parksfordhendersonville.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
The NFL draft is in the books. The Eagles Living the Dream Tour is in the books as well for the season. We'll recall it next year, but it was fun. It was fun. More highlights of the trip coming out on the social media, so be sure to follow us at The Sportsocracy. I feel like we should tell everybody that we have identified our Special Olympics athlete that was in our video that went 14.8 million was the last I saw views on Instagram. We have identified. I talked to his dad today. We're gonna work on something. You're gonna get to know Joey, the Machine, a little more. Yes, his teammates call him the Machine, and if you watch that video, you can see he is a machine. That guy just goes full motor all the time. And his dad told me today, he's like that all the time. You put him in any room, and he just lights that sucker on fire. And so we're going to do something special for Joey, and I can't wait.
We made some calls today. I got a response during this show that I haven't been able to go down the rabbit hole. But he's a Steelers fan?
Yep.
He's a Steelers fan. You told me something else, and I've forgotten what it was now. We're going to try to make something. We're going to try to make a very cool experience for this kid.
Yes. It's going to be cool. We'll keep you posted. And, yes, he is the Machine.
It made his dad's day.
I have already called it. Yeah, his dad I told his dad what the video did, and he was just thrilled. They don't do social media in their family.
His dad has no social media,
right.
So he had no clue.
He had no clue about it. The kid doesn't have a social media either. And he was like, Are you serious? I was like, yeah. And when I told him how many views it did, and I sent him the video and the original video and the screenshot of how many likes it had had and all the things, and he texted back and said, I feel like a dad of a kid that just got drafted. And it's just like,
yeah, I'm going to need you to stop saying that, because every time you say that, I'm like, huh? Oh, I'm going to rust. It was
awesome.
If I cry, I rust.
Yeah.
So we can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. No.
That is super, super cool.
Yeah, really cool, really cool. So we're gonna see what we can do for them. Anyhow, let's get back into the NFC West draft grades. The first Gary Busey for an entire division, and the first two were terrible. And guess what? There's more.
The first two were falafels, which is our word for that word that we can't say on FCC air.
Yes.
Now we get to a duh. Do you know what duh is short for? Dumbass, which is what this entire class was.
The Arizona Cardinals, number 3 pick in the draft, they went, let's have the 4th runner back on our roster. Jeremiah Love, Love the player, hate the team he went to.
It's always bad when you just signed a free agent who they're having to go to and have him explain that I came here to be a lead back and I just got duped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, you have another guy that you used a second-round pick on. Sorry, Pickles. Aggressive.
Sure, it's Pickles.
Yeah.
Mister, I'm not drinking.
Yeah. Sorry, residual fireball. Trey Benson was a second-round pick. You've got James Conner, who you threw up on the stage in Pittsburgh, where he's from, to make your pick. This could not have been worse from a PR perspective. Possibly.
Well, it could have been worse. James Conner could have announced the pick, like on the first night.
Oh,
James Conner was the guy for the second day, but it could have been worse. You could have had him calling the first-round pick that went, and now, oh, shoot!
With the third pick overall, the Arizona Cardinals select the guy that's going to replace me. See you soon, Pittsburgh.
And immediately. That's the thing that baffles me about all of it. Because to me, Jeremiah Love, there's no question who the top dog is in this locker room now.
Everybody else just became borderline irrelevant.
Right. You spit in the face of everybody else in that running back room. How is that going to sit on day one?
How's it sit with anybody? You've got a quarterback holding out in what is the funniest quarterback holdout ever. Jacoby Brissett is holding you hostage right now. This is what happens when your owner gets involved. I have it on good authority. This was a Michael Bidwell thing. He wanted Jeremiah Love. It's just completely backwards to me. Now, and that's coming from a guy that had Jeremiah Love as the number 2 player in this class. I don't like your line. I think you can only legitimately run to one side because you have a really bad right tackle and you have a mediocre guard. I don't know what you want. I don't know how you think this is going to go. I'll tell you how it's going to go. See 2025 Las Vegas Raiders. I think Love's a way better player, but he's in a very similar situation.
No.
But wait, you didn't stop there.
In the second round at number 34, Chase Basantis, guard from Texas A&M.
One day I'm going to see what everybody saw in him. He was very popular throughout the process. I mean, I think he's going to start day one.
Mm-hmm.
I just never saw it. I thought he was a solid mid to back end of the third guard. And I mean, it's where I had him rated. He was 70-something on my board. Yeah. The production just wasn't there. Now, he's still learning how to play guard. He's only done that for 2 years. He was on an offensive line that was really, really good, and I think it covered up a bunch of deficiencies with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you got to him at 34. I really don't. Fine player, you just took him too high.
Then at 65, you went, hey, if you like bad picks, we got one for free right here. 65 in the third round, Carson Beck, quarterback from Miami.
We got a guy with the eye range of Bobby Boucher's daddy. Just Sid the Sloth going every direction. I've never seen NFL quarterback out of Carson Beck.
No.
It's just it's never been there for me. I thought I had him to the Kansas City Chiefs with the Garrett Nussmeier pick. That's where he was for me because that's what I thought he would be. Veteran presence on a team that needed that. Late in the process, I started hearing Pittsburgh Steelers, Arizona Cardinals, handful of others that are getting in on Beck. I just think he has very limited upside.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that you're thinking about him being a starter is really, really making my insides turn. As somebody who watched him at Georgia and tried to see it. I tried over and over and over again. It's okay college player. Fine college player, maybe. I didn't see it either. He's not a pro quarterback, and this is not going to be good because when you take a guy in the third round, does that not signal to you that they're considering he could start at some point? I'm not saying right away.
They're planning on him starting. I think he starts before this year's up. I think he starts before mid-season.
Okay, there's got to be a good pick in here somewhere. 104, fourth round, Caleb Proctor.
Found it. About a round too high.
Southeast Louisiana.
I do like him. This is just legitimately a round too high because this kid's super undersized. Like 291 when he bulked up to weigh in. The tape's really good, but he played at Southeast Louisiana. This is what kept you from a falafel. Was him and one other one.
143 in the 5th round, Reggie Virgil, wide receiver from Texas Tech.
Way too high. I had him as a fringe draftable because he does have the height. He can high point a ball, but that's about it. And he did it in the Big 12 where they don't have a ton of high-end defenders. I think it was Evo on our draft coverage that said there's just certain schools that I don't like drafting their receivers, and I went, Texas Tech. That one's mine.
183 in the 6th round, Carson Sherrar, linebacker from Iowa.
He was a one-year starter at Iowa, special teams upside exclusively.
217, 7th round, Jaden Williams, tackle from Ole Miss.
It's one of my favorite picks in the entire class. That kid was outrageously good at the Shrine Bowl. And if you go back and watch the tape, you'll understand how they got a draftable grade on him. Now, with all that being said, he's 2 years away. In an entire class where you had the 3rd overall pick, you got a high-end running back that will be your entire offense. You got a 2-year away offensive tackle and a 25-pound light defensive tackle from a small school that I don't even know what conference they play in. Congratulations. It is hard to do that.
And that's why your final grade for the Arizona Cardinals 2026 NFL Draft is?
D. It's a big old duh.
Gross. And then there was one, the Seattle Seahawks.
I mean, they're the clear winner in this division for me.
I agree, but I absolutely hated their first pick of the draft.
Loathe that they took Jadarian Price in the first round.
Yep. Number 32 in the first round, Jadarian Price, the running back out of Notre Dame, made him the 2nd running back off the board. And this is just one that I did not see.
I don't get it. I think him and Charbonnet can be a decent combo. I'm not taking a combo running back in the first round. I also don't think you had to because I don't know who else was going to do it. I mean, Jadarian Price goes right there. The next running back to come off the board was at the end of the 3rd. I have gotten no indication that people around the league had Jadarian Price significantly ahead of every other running back. Frankly, everybody I've talked to had Mike Washington, too.
2nd round at 64, where you possibly could have got Price because another running back hadn't come off the board. They went and got Bud Clark, a safety out of TCU. I know you like him.
Hammer, but a round too early. Bud Clark is seriously undersized. He's 180 pounds. He may be the thinnest safety in the NFL. Now, in Seattle, I don't so much care because I know where they're going to put him, and I think he's going to thrive in that role. Between him and the next pick, I love what you did in the secondary.
3rd round at 99 overall, Julian Neal, cornerback out of Arkansas.
You know I love this kid. I've had him to Seattle as long as I can remember because he's long, he's lean, and there's super upside. Did you hear the story about Julian Neal?
No.
They had a camera in his house. I don't remember if it was ESPN or NFL Network. So there's a company that sends all 32 hats to each player. The company that sent it to Julian Neal, they sent it to the wrong house. So it never got to him.
Oh, nice.
So he sent his grandmother to the sporting goods store in their town, and he said, buy one hat. You know who that hat was?
No way.
The Seattle Seahawks.
Really?
It's the only one he had.
That's awesome.
It was the only one he had. I love that story.
That is.
It also confirmed something I heard through the process, which was if Seattle doesn't draft Julian Neal, somebody has kept this so quiet. Nobody knows about it.
Yeah. All right, then they waited around through the 4th round with no picks. 5th round, 148. They went Bo Stevens, guard from Iowa.
Really solid guard. I mean, he needs to get a little bit stronger, which is a weird thing to say for an Iowa guy, but he plays with downhill force, which he's not the fleetest of foot guy you've ever seen, but having Gray Zabel on the other side really helps.
199 in the 6th round, Emmanuel Henderson Jr., wide receiver from Kansas.
He's real fast, but he doesn't do much else well.
236 in the 7th, Andre Fuller, cornerback out of Toledo.
I like this kid so much.
You like every Toledo player.
I do really like Toledo secondary players. Jason Candle may be the best secondary coach in America because they just come out ready to play. If he had run, I'll say a half a tenth faster and been a 4.44 instead of a 4.49, I think he would have gone probably 2 rounds ahead of this because the tape said 5th rounder. They got him in the 7th, which I love.
242, they got Devin Eastern, big defensive tackle out of Minnesota.
House. That kid is a house. Not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a nice raw ball of clay.
That's one I definitely don't need to jump in the middle. I don't need him jumping to block.
No,
he's
because if he
6'5".
if he falls down, something bad's going to happen, and he's going to be real hard to get up.
Yeah, 255, 7th round, their final pick. The Seattle Seahawks took one of the cornerbacks out of Arizona, Michael Dansby.
Dansby, I think Seattle watched the Arizona tape so much that they went, is there any chance that the other one that nobody's talked about, is he good too? Because all the rest of them have gone, so let's take him too.
Seattle's final draft grade.
C+. I've got a ding yell letter grade for Jadarian Price because that was lunacy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I pretty much liked. I thought you were a little high on your 2nd round pick. You may have even been a little high on your 3rd round pick. You just drafted him where I had him. And then everything else, I'm good. I actually think they added a bunch of good players. I just do not, for the life of me, understand why you took Jadarian Price at 32.
Yeah. All right, the Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals. At least they didn't have as bad a drafts as the Rams and the Niners.
You were the clear winner of this division, Seattle Seahawks.
And then the NFC North. We'll do the winner of the NFC North when we come back from the break.
We have a quick super chat to get to in between the divisions. Colin said, so my Kansas City Chiefs signed Cole Brevard, defensive tackle out of Texas. Quick thoughts. I didn't hear much about him. He is a house. I think he's 336 pounds, if I remember correctly. Raw ball of clay. He was just kind of the guy that was in the way at Texas. I never saw – I mean, I had him on my board. He was in the top 256, if I remember correctly, because I thought somebody's going to look at him and go, that's going to be a piece. So just another undrafted free agent for Kansas City. Kansas City's added like 8 guys that I could see making that roster.
NFC draft grades continue after the break. Again, we'll kick off the NFC North.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Scattered showers even into the afternoon, should start tapering off a bit and then mostly cloudy probably after 2 o'clock. 75. Tonight, a few showers back, maybe even a thunderstorm with patchy fog by morning. 55. Wednesday morning, a few showers around, some patchy fog, maybe a thunderstorm as we get into the afternoon. 77. Thursday, behind the front, sunshine returns, highs only in the upper 60s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by True Greene. True Greene, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Greene, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
It's the Marketer's Report. In this edition, Heather Sparks, head of content at Zenith, the Publicist media agency, discusses the inherently human power of radio hosts.
I actually think DJs were the original influencers. You invited them into your home, you invited them into your ear, you built a relationship with them, you understood and trusted the things that were interesting to them. And yes, now that's got a full flywheel and it's very video based and there's a lot of different types of influence. And so thinking about the plethora of content, human created versus not human created, I think as humans, we're always looking to feel something. And so I think human connection is never going to go away.
As the #1 audio company, iHeart Media connects marketers to all the audiences, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow, and all guaranteed human. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Skip this.
Tap that red talkback mic on the iHeart Radio app while listening to your favorite station.
You guys rock.
Instant feedback. And the best feature, if you mess up,
hopefully I'm sending these messages correctly.
Do it again. Leave a talkback now on the free iHeart Radio app.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
The crack of the bat, the sight of green grass and white chalk lines, the aroma of perfectly grilled hot dogs. If right about now you're simultaneously hungry and ready for baseball, then we've got you covered. At Ingles, we're here for all the fanfare of America's pastime, sponsoring teams from Little League to the pros. So, whether you're the snack parent or just craving that perfect ballpark meal, we've got you covered. Ingles, your official sponsor of baseball season.
Now, sometimes it don't always work for an injury, you know, but it practice makes it perfect.
Maybe one of these days, the NFC West will show up for a draft. But it wasn't this year. It was not this year. Now, by the way, did you bring my sandwiches? You know, here's the thing, Tank. Here it comes.
God. They are safely refrigerated, though.
Yes. I may have to swing by there on the way home.
Although, I mean, don't tell Megan. Because, I mean, those were made like 3 days ago.
She's going to flip. The Permane Brothers sandwiches I'm going to have for dinner tonight. Her eyeballs just got real big. They've been refrigerated.
Those were made like 3 days ago. Whatever. Processed meat. What will ever happen with it?
For an hour. It's fine. Nope. They're good.
Yeah.
They're good. Nope. They're good.
Nobody can hear you, right? Like, they can't hear what you're saying.
I'm not listening. It's the same thing when my wife goes. Like, I wish I had a mic I could turn off on my wife when we're
Hold
at
on.
home.
Let me see if I can imitate her the best I can. You know, those were left out for like 8 hours, and then they rode in the van for like 8 hours, and then if you eat them, you'll die. That's what she did. It was just off camera. So
that was spot on right there.
Nailed it.
That was Hall of Fame impression of Megan. Nobody's ever done a better. No one ever has ever done a better impression
you've ever done. It was spot on.
I'm gonna eat them. I don't care. That is gold in a bag right there.
Here's the thing. In the 4 months that we've all been sitting here doing this together, there's been 4 sicknesses in this room. Ain't neither one of them been the two that eat like raccoons. You know why? Because we give our bodies germs to train on. So when outside germs come in, they're seasoned.
Yeah. Permane Brothers, you ever get a chance, you need to do that. That's a bucket list, right? That sandwich is worth a trip to Pittsburgh in and of itself. No doubt about it.
I just find it hilarious.
I can't wait to send her. I can't wait to send her pictures tonight.
I find it hilarious that she didn't think those were getting eaten. Like, he's going to throw those away. That was 10 sandwiches. Have you met him?
Mm-hmm. That ain't happening. Not a chance. NFL draft grades. We're doing the NFC today. Again, if you missed the AFC, they're on the podcast. You can go back and check the episode from yesterday on the YouTube channel, or they'll be individually cut up throughout the next few days and put out individually. So if you'd like to go and watch all of those and click on the like button and share those out with your friends, we'd really appreciate that as well. Just saying.
By the way, they could hear her on the stream, and from the comments, chef's kiss on the impression. Matt Penn, some may even say the greatest impression. No one's done it better.
Yep. That is it.
It's really the little cherubic
yeah, it was. Well, that part, it was like, What are you doing there?
Do you not remember the girl from Despicable Me who looks exactly like and she did the little.
Oh my God, it's so fluffy.
Yeah.
That's her.
It's her. Yeah, it's her. She is her, and she is she. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's so beautiful.
Uh-huh.
She's getting a unicorn for her birthday. She's happy about it. All right, the winner of the NFC North in the 2026 NFL Draft was who?
The Chicago Bears.
And it didn't really hurt when Dylan Thieneman fell in your lap at
from
25.
A team in your own division.
Everybody was convinced that Minnesota was the target. I told you guys that on the day before the draft, when we were at the Special Olympics event, he was walking around with a dude wearing Viking stuff. And I thought, well, that's just it. That's where he's going.
They're going to be best good friends, and
right.
Here we are.
And that didn't happen because they opted to go a different direction, and the Chicago Bears went, fine, we'll take him. 25, Dylan Thieneman, the safety out of Oregon.
Nailed it. I mean, it's day one starter, athleticism in the back half. I love it. And you took him about 10 spots after where I thought he was going to go.
With the 57th pick in the second round, the Logan Jones pick here that was asked about earlier, the center out of Iowa.
Took him a little high, but he's still a great player. And if you were looking for a center, you didn't want to be where Baltimore was, which is the two they graded were gone. So you started the run, you got your guy. In this class, I'm not going to – you went maybe half a round too high. I'm not going to – I won't be too critical of that.
They took 2 picks in the third round, the first one at 69, and they went Sam Roush, a tight end from Stanford, which I know you like the player.
I love the player, but I don't – where are you planning on playing all these tight ends? So now you got Loveland, you got Kmet, you got Roush. Roush can play in line. So if you're planning on Loveland just being a big slot, okay. Maybe that explains why you didn't really invest too much in wide receiver. Oh, but wait, you did.
At 89 in the third round, Xavier Thomas, wide receiver from LSU.
I got nothing.
Nothing?
I have absolutely no idea how this kid – this was the most confusing pick in the top 100.
Really?
There's nothing there. But he runs real fast. Can he play? Not really. I just don't – I do not understand. This was one of the bigger reaches of this class.
One of the CBS guys wrote on the recap of this pick, well, I guess we're drafting kick returners now section of the draft.
He can't play receiver. He's a huge mismatch, but I don't the receiver skills just never translated, and he's really small.
Yeah, if you didn't know, third round at 89, that's a little early to be playing the kick returner game.
Correct.
124 in the fourth round, they went Malik Muhammad, a cornerback out of Texas.
And here's where we start moving pieces around to make Jeremy feel better. The last 2 picks get dropped all the way to the bottom. The next 3 picks get pushed up 2 spots, and I feel way better about this class. Because Malik Muhammad could have gone in the third round, and it would have shot me in the least.
Yeah.
I mean, he's poor man's Jahdae Barron. They play super similarly at times. Jahdae has more multiplicity to him, but Malik Muhammad on the outside, that kid can cover.
Mm-hmm. And can play right now.
Yep.
In Nashawn Wright's spot. Yeah. Keyshawn Elliott, linebacker from Arizona State, went to him at 166 in the 5th round.
I actually forgot this kid hadn't been drafted when Chicago took him, and I said an obscenity because several teams had taken linebackers that make 0 sense with him still on the board. He can be an absolute monster. It's another one. If you take him in the 3rd round, I wouldn't have blinked at it.
6th round, 213, Jordan Vandenberg, defensive tackle from Georgia Tech.
If you want a kid that can move, this kid can absolutely move. Perfect score RAS guy. The tape leaves a lot to be desired because even though he's 300 pounds, he plays way lighter than that.
Mm-hmm.
And he can get moved out of frame. But he is freakishly athletic.
So the final grade for the Chicago Bears, tops of the AFC North.
B+.
Solid draft. The loser. Sorry.
That was the highest rated RAS average class in NFL draft history. Since RAS became a stat, no team has ever had a average score per player, RAS-wise, higher than what the Bears did.
Who's their coach?
Ben Johnson. And it's almost like should have possibly seen that coming.
Now we flip to the loser of the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings.
It was a tie.
Okay.
And I would have been fine with either one of those.
Being the quote-unquote loser.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I don't really think they're losers per se. They would have both been the winner of the NFC West. I didn't love the Caleb Banks pick, but I do understand it. If you're not worried about the foot, I get how you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Every person I talked to was.
Seems
like every person I talked to still is.
Did I not hear that it's been like 4 separate injuries to Caleb Banks in the feet?
So there was the original one. I believe this would be 3.
Okay.
Maybe there was a 4th that was a setback.
An aggravation or something to that effect. I mean, that terrifies me for a guy that's 6'6", 327 pounds. It already shows me that the wheels are falling off. Possibly.
That, or you just have an injury that's not healing.
Mm-hmm.
And those do get bothersome, especially when they're lower extremities on a guy that big.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, if it's not for the injury, I understand how you got there.
It's a huge swing at 18.
No doubt.
If it hits, you're awesome.
If it goes wrong, your interim GM need not apply for other jobs because that will be attached to him forever.
Second round pick at 51, they went Jake Golday, linebacker out of Cincinnati.
I don't love him. Still learning to play linebacker. I think he's kind of almost a hybrid guy. What made me feel better about it is that I think he will be a toy for Brian Flores, who can use him. I mean, look how he used Andrew Van Ginkel. They actually have another player that's later in this class that I could see having some of that as well. But I don't hate it in Minnesota. I just didn't love the player. I said Jake Golday runs like a giraffe that just robbed a bank.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he looks like a little kid running away from his mom trying to not get his butt whipped because he just runs so upright.
Straight up, yeah.
He looks like he's got a 2x4 in his keister.
Yeah. Third round pick 82. This was the first of 3 picks in the third round for the Vikings, and they went with Big Citrus, Dom Orange, the big defensive tackle out of Iowa State.
This is where things started to change for them because I love the raw of Dom Orange.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Big Citrus can be a dude at the next level. My curiosity is how they're planning on playing those two together. I mean, you took 2 guys in the top 3 rounds. At some point, they're going to have to play together. So who plays where? Yeah. And I'm real intrigued to see the answer to that.
97, they went Caleb Tiernan, tackle from Northwestern.
Hey, you replaced Brian O'Neill with a guy that his player comp was Brian O'Neill. You have a type.
Check mark.
And I'm fine with that.
98, the next pick, they went Jacoby Thomas, the safety from Miami.
Jacoby Thomas was a really interesting eval for me because he's not a huge safety, but he plays really big. We talked about Dylan Thieneman being the Harrison Smith replacement. I actually think that's more of an apples-to-apples Harrison Smith replacement of how he played later in his career. Because when he slowed down, he was more in the box, and that's what Jacoby Thomas will be.
5th round at 159, Max Bredesen, tight end from Michigan.
Yep, don't draft fullbacks. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. But we called him a tight end. I don't care if you called him a prima ballerina. He's a fullback. Don't do that. It's odd.
163 in the 5th round, Charles Demings, the cornerback out of Stephen F. Austin.
Throughout the entire process, he was the FCS player that I was routinely told is going to come into an NFL room and play right away. So I love this pick.
6th round, 198, Damon Claiborne, running back out of Wake Forest.
The Evo special. He called his shot on this one, and then it happened. I like Damon Claiborne. He's small, so he's never going to be a bell cow, but you talk about a kid that can be an absolute satellite. I mean, he can be a game changer.
Mm-hmm. Then 235, 7th round, Gavin Gerhardt, guard out of Cincinnati.
Gavin Gerhardt's analysis was the funniest thing I looked up the entire week. I searched the name, I found it in my notes, and the analysis was Gavin Gerhardt plays center at Cincinnati. And I went, killed it. I don't know if I saw him and there was something that I mean, he wound up on the list.
Yeah.
So I did know who he was.
Right.
I don't know squat else about him.
Final draft grade for the Minnesota Vikings.
They were a B-.
See, that's not bad, but it's still loser territory when everybody else in the division does well.
Did they do well?
Do they?
Or were this just Chicago and everybody else? Because that's really what it was for me.
Okay. All right. You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We will return after the break, and when we do, we will continue, give you the rest of the NFC North, and then, of course, the NFC East to close out the show. Draft grades from our trip to Pittsburgh on the 2026 NFL draft trip on the Living the Dream tour. I was going to get it out eventually.
I was like, I don't know where
I circled around it twice, but I eventually got there. Hey, kind of like everywhere you try to go when you're in Pittsburgh, you got to circle the thing about 3 times before you can find the right landing spot. You're in the Sportsocracy, and we'll be right back.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Scattered showers even into the afternoon, should start tapering off a bit, and then mostly cloudy probably after 2 o'clock. 75. Tonight, a few showers back, maybe even a thunderstorm with patchy fog by morning. 55. Wednesday morning, a few showers around, some patchy fog, maybe a thunderstorm as we get into the afternoon. 77. Thursday, behind the front, sunshine returns, highs only in the upper 60s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Biggie Deals. Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals. At $4, $6, and $8, pick one of the new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Start your spring cleaning with Zero Res. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean for $109, plus a free hallway. No soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals. Just a deeper clean that lasts. Plus, now you can also take $100 off air duct cleaning and breathe clean air. Visit ZeroResAsheville.com.
You might not know this, but at the Ingalls Bakery, we actually bake things. Like crusty breads, delicious apple fritters, cakes for any occasion. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
The Sportsocracy.
Hey, I go to church, just not during televised sporting events.
The Atlanta Braves are rocking into the 2026 season. When lights are on, the Braves are on. Asheville's Real Rock 105.1. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise at ParksFordHendersonville.com.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but donated orthodontic services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
ESPN Asheville.
Yeah.
WPEK Fairview. WMXF Waynesville. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog eat! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app and seen everywhere on the YouTubes. Go to the sportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. That way you can join us in the chat. We're continuing to add to donate $1 for every new subscriber through the end of the day today, so share it on out with your friends. Also, plenty of time to add some subscribers when the individual videos start coming out of each team. AFC, we did those yesterday. NFC teams. This episode will be cut up into individual videos as well, so please go interact with them. We'd appreciate that, getting us ahead of the old algorithm there. NFC North is where we left off, Jeremy. Not much else going on in the NFL right now, other than Diego Pavia making. Should I hit the breaking news sounder?
Please don't.
Can we? Diego Pavia is going to the Baltimore Ravens. Can we add that to their draft grade?
Sure. No change.
No change. He won't make the roster anyway. It's not.
I mean, he'll be a practice squad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. I don't care.
And there you have it. He doesn't like Diego Pavia.
I do not.
Never has. You got questions about your team, you can throw them out into the YouTube chat. We'll roll on here with the NFC North. The Detroit Lions. Their first pick was Blake Miller at 17. And I didn't see that coming. I didn't see Blake Miller as a first-round player to begin with.
He had been discussed in that very late in the first, very early in the second. I mean, this is high, don't get me wrong. But he does fit that Detroit mentality. So, I mean, this confirms to me Penei Sewell is going to the left.
Yes, no doubt.
Blake Miller will be on the right. I feel pretty solid about that line.
Okay. In the second round at 44, Derek Moore, edge rusher out of Michigan.
This kid can get after a quarterback. He just doesn't have the traits necessarily. I mean, he's tall. He's got a decent length. He's just not got that real time, speed, or any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we watched him at the Senior Bowl just eat people alive. And I knew he's going in the second. He's either going in the late second, early third. And him next to Aiden Hutchinson that's going to be pretty solid.
See your starter there?
I believe so.
Over DJ Wanham?
I think they kind of rotate. Initially, it's probably more Wanham than Moore. By the end of the year, it's probably more than Wanham.
Okay. Fourth round, 118, they went Jimmy Rolder, linebacker out of Michigan.
The Michigan scout was really doing work. Rolder's just one of those that he, again, doesn't have the measurables, but, I mean, you can tell he's got a high football IQ. I did not have him this high. But after the run on linebackers, I'm not really shocked that he wound up here. He'll play. I don't think he's ever going to be special, but he's probably not going to kill you either.
Fifth round, 157, the Lions go Keith Abney II, cornerback out of Arizona State.
Long-term, that might be their starting slot guy. I thought Keith Abney had a chance to go in the second round. So to get him all the way down here is wild.
Second pick in the fifth round, 168 overall, they went Kendrick Law, wide receiver out of Kentucky.
I hate to do this because I'm not a helmet scouting guy. Kind of reminds me of Wan'Dale Robinson.
Okay.
If you just get the ball in his hands, he almost looks like a running back at times. But you just get the ball in his hands and good things happen. I'm okay with taking that guy at the end of the fifth. It's in that day 2 range that I'm not real wild about. This is another reason I didn't love Antonio Williams. I didn't love a handful of other guys because they kind of play the same way. I don't think he's going to win consistently downfield. But he is dynamic with the ball in his hand.
In the sixth round, they go at 205 and take Skylar Gill-Howard, defensive tackle out of Texas Tech.
Let's do the next 2 picks together because they belong together.
Then a defensive tackle at 222 in the seventh round, Tyree West out of Tennessee.
That is 2 really intriguing, undersized bullets in the gun. I do find it funny that in back-to-back years, Detroit took the biggest defensive tackle in the class in Tyleik Williams and then took 2 of the smaller ones in Gil Howard and West. I'm intrigued to see how they play together. I loved those 2 throughout the process. The Jets were hot on Tyree West, and I thought they might be able to, as he kept falling, I was like, just get to undrafted free agency, and you will be a Jet.
Yep.
And he didn't. And that's smart. That's how smart teams roll.
Yep.
There are not a ton of home runs here, but I think there were several doubles, couple singles, and some big swings.
Okay.
We have a super chat on the lines.
Show me the money, money. Show me the money. I like the cash.
Matt Penn said the Lions needed a 3-down edge, drafted a situational rusher. I think Derek Moore can be higher than that. He was one of the few that I thought could be higher than that. But I understand what you're saying there. Needed a coverage linebacker, drafted a linebacker that's not a great coverage guy, more of a downhill first 2 downs guy. Right position, wrong players. A Rolder, I totally understand why you said that. I like Derek Moore, I think, more than Matt does.
Mm-hmm. Were you underwhelmed by the draft haul from Brad Holmes?
This is not a typical Lions draft. I'm not looking at it going, man, the upside here. The Lions have built the house. At this point, they're spackling holes in the walls.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, for me, that's a B, and that's what I gave them.
Okay.
I considered a B-, but I kept looking at the 2 teams below them, like I have to have them a fraction above that. So I had the Lions as a B.
Okay. All right, very good. And then final team of the NFC North, the Green Bay Packers. Another team that didn't have the first-round pick. At 52 in the second round, they started out with Brandon Cisse, cornerback out of South Carolina.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Great value. I think he's a day 1 starter. He's more of – and I don't even have a great comp to him. He is one of those physical corners that's just really hard to deal with. And I think I don't think it's untoward of me to say he's the best corner on that roster before he ever put his helmet on.
Yep.
Do you disagree with me?
No, I do not. I like Brandon Cisse a lot.
I
bring
liked
a lot
him
of aggression to the secondary.
I mean, as much time as I spend around the South Carolina program, now that I'm in Greenville as well, it was very obvious to me throughout the process. Dylan Stewart's the best player on the team. Lenore Sellers is 2. Brandon Ceese's probably 3.
77th pick overall in the 3rd round. Green Bay goes with Chris McClellan, defensive tackle from Missouri.
This one was a little strange to me because I never really saw him as – I didn't see him as a day 2 guy. I thought this was somebody you were going to be taking a shot on in the beginning of day 3. It's not a huge reach. I'm trying to think of a way to say this that's going to make perfect sense. It's always intriguing to me when I see, like Green Bay takes Chris McClellan over Dominic Orange. Can't make that make sense in my head. Over Darrell Jackson. Cannot make that make sense in my head. Over DeMonte Capehart. The high side so much higher, I can't make that make sense in my head. I don't dislike the player. I just don't think he has nearly the upside of any of the guys I just said.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like he's way more ready to play right now than they are. It's the funny thing about scouting. 2 people that know an equivalent amount about the same sport can watch tape and see 2 completely different things.
In the 4th round, Green Bay goes at 120 and gets Danny Dennis Sutton, edge rusher from Penn State.
Yeah, you're going to see me do that thing where in my head, McClellan was the 5th round pick. The next 2, basically we flipped it upside down.
Okay.
I think Danny Dennis Sutton's got a tremendous upside. Tremendous upside. But he does have that Penn State, I don't want to say stink on him, but that's kind of what I'm. How many defenders go to Penn State and they just never live up to what you thought they would be? He's another in that line. Okay, he had 8.5 sacks. He also had some horrifically bad tape at times. I think he comes in as basically a situational pass rusher to start. And the hope is that ultimately he can be the guy on the other side of Micah Parsons.
5th round, 153. Jagger Burton is a guard out of Kentucky.
Guard? He ain't no stinking guard. That's a center.
Center.
Center, and that's a real good one. In my head, that's the 3rd round pick. I loved him throughout the entire process. I was shocked he fell this far. He's just one of those that you watch the tape and go, he's going to start in this league, and he's going to start in this league for a long time.
6th round, 201. Your guy, Damani Jackson.
The minute they took him, this was guaranteed to be no better than a B. Hey, you want to get catfished by a guy's high school ranking? You knock yourself out. Damani Jackson didn't have 5 plays at Alabama the entire time he was there that made me go, that's a draftable player. I knew he was going to get drafted. I told you he was going to get drafted. I just do not for the life of me understand what it is you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
As badly as Green Bay needed corners, this is a project to the umpteenth degree. And maybe you can get something out of him that Nick Saban didn't. Sorry, that was as I said it is. See how stupid this sounds. He did regress in 25 because for as bad as it had been, it was even worse in 25. I just didn't really see a draftable player here.
216, they took a kicker, Trey Smack out of Florida.
Kick the kicker. Don't take kickers because now you're stuck with him. He comes out and misses 7 in the first half of the season. Guess what? You're stuck with him.
What do you mean I'm stuck with him? I mean, I can cut him.
You can, but then you set a 6th-round pick on fire.
It's a 6th-round pick.
I get
mean,
that.
Everybody set 6th-round picks on fire this year.
But it's hard to do when you only had 6 picks total.
No doubt.
And you
I'll get that.
And you set one of them on fire with a bum that was a top 5 recruit in high school that never played like a top 500 recruit.
So you wasted 2 picks here.
I just don't think you had to. Look, I like Trey Smack. Dominic Zavada was an undrafted free agent, and I thought they were equivalent kickers. Thought they were very close to each other. And you're bringing a kid from Florida to kick in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Good luck with that. We've seen this a whole mess of times. It virtually never works out.
Overall draft grade for Green Bay?
B-. They were tied with Minnesota.
Okay. All right. Couple of good picks in there. Impact players. I mean, I think Cisse and Danny Dennis Sutton definitely stand out in this class to me as guys who can make impacts early.
Green Bay did well for a team that did not have a ton of draft capital. The thing to watch with teams like that is look at how many UDFAs they've signed. And I've got the list up in front of me. They're taking some swings. R.J. Maryland, who they listed as a receiver, which is wild work to me. J. Michael Sturdivant, receiver from Florida that I was particularly fond of.
Right.
Josh Gesky, who had been really popular throughout the process and I thought had a chance to be drafted late. And Nigel Kelly. That's taking swings. That's what I want to see a team with limited capital do. They also signed Isaiah Jacobs, which is Josh's brother. There's a better chance I make the Green Bay Packers roster than Isaiah Jacobs does.
He just ain't got it.
I mean, I knew Josh Jacobs had a brother that played running back. I never envisioned he was going to be on a roster.
Okay, fair enough. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Continuing with the draft grades from the NFC East when we return. Did the Philadelphia Eagles win it again? They typically do. We'll see when we come back.
Did you hear what just happened?
What?
Yes! It's all live on the iHeart Radio app.
Breaking news.
The stories blowing up your group chat.
I spoke to Diddy.
The interviews everyone's talking about.
Just the two of them.
The real-time reactions.
Damn.
The wins.
Okay.
The losses. This isn't yesterday. This is happening right now.
Accurate news and fun shows.
And you're in the middle of it. Hit the talkback mic and jump into the conversation.
I've been leaving talkbacks every day.
iHeart Radio, where it's always happening live.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Now here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, media. That's media. Enter it now.
Log on to ESPNAVL.com to play, and good luck.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we're Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach, the best memories start on the ride.
The crack of the bat, the sight of green grass and white chalk lines, the aroma of perfectly grilled hot dogs. If right about now you're simultaneously hungry and ready for baseball, then we've got you covered. At Ingles, we're here for all the fanfare of America's pastime, sponsoring teams from Little League to the pros. So, whether you're the snack parent or just craving that perfect ballpark meal, we've got you covered. Ingles, your official sponsor of baseball season.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, our post-NFL draft coverage back from the final leg of the Eagles Living the Dream Tour. With another shout-out to Appalachian Motor Coach for chauffeuring us all around the Steel City. It's phenomenal. You ever need a special ride somewhere, big party bus or something, you give Appalachian Motor Coach a call. They will take care of you, ride you there in style.
Weddings, bachelor parties, all kinds of things.
Also could never do trips without, our fine friends at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Go see JW if you need a new vehicle. Also, Clarissa sells WBNC.com. Clarissa Marshall. Show G. Standing by us since the start. We can't thank her enough for that. The winner of the NFC East is always the Philadelphia Eagles. So same this year, right?
Not so fast, my friend. Give me the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys? Okay, let's see here. They did get Caleb Downs at 11, so the trade up from 12 to 11 with the Miami Dolphins, that's an A-plus move in my book.
It's virtually impossible to not have a winning grade when you get the number one player in the class at 1.
Caleb is awesome, and I think he's going to be a generational safety.
I think a lot of teams are really going to regret that they passed on him.
I agree with that. Now, at 23, they went Malachi Lawrence from UCF. And I think that's the most controversial pick, one of the most controversial picks, other than like Ty Simpson, in the first round.
You know what makes it less controversial to me for Dallas?
What is that?
The fact that they have Sam Williams, Rashawn Gary, and Donovan Ezraku. So he can come in as a legit situational pass rusher for a year and learn on the fly. They're not going to ask a tremendous amount of him. So those rundowns that I was so worried about with him, you're not going to see him on the field.
Is that a player worth taking at 23?
Depends on how high up the board you think he can get. I saw freak athlete. I did not necessarily see a freak pass rusher. He's got all the traits, which a lot of these guys didn't. You look at that next tier pass rusher, there's a lot of guys that, they have really good first steps, but their arms are 30.5 inch long. Those are problems that are really hard to get past. Malachi Lawrence has none of those. I didn't love it. This is a pick that I didn't downgrade them necessarily.
It's definitely not an A-plus like your first one. So
no, but they traded back.
Yeah.
Oh, you traded back and gave Philadelphia Mekhi Lemon. Yeah. That's how the draft works.
I was going to say, which is that falls into the category of a move, in my opinion.
It doesn't really to me. You know why? Because I swear to you, and I firmly believe this is true. I think Dallas looked at Philadelphia and went, we know exactly who you're after. Still Jalen Hurts. With no A.J. Brown, I don't care. I don't care.
Still better than you are, though. That hurts.
Don't disagree with that.
At the third round pick, it was 92 overall. Jayshon Barham, linebacker out of Michigan.
This move really confused me until I heard Stephen Jones talking about it. They're playing him at inside linebacker.
Okay.
If you remember when we talked about him on the stream, I did say, I like this kid. I'm just not sure what position he plays. At inside linebacker, he's going to be a thumper. And you're telling me you got him and DeMarvion Overshown. There's just a lot to like in that front seven of the Cowboys.
All right. So that one's a good pick to you.
Yeah.
All right. And then fourth round, they had 3 picks, 112. They took Drew Shelton, a tackle from Penn State.
He's a nice high upside. He played tackle at Penn State. I think there's a good possibility he gets moved to guard, but he could stay out at tackle too. He's going to be a movable piece.
Depth piece.
Yeah.
114, 2 picks later, they went Devin Moore, cornerback from Florida.
I thought this was one of the best picks in the class. This kid's long. He's lean. The tape on him is incredibly impressive. Dijon Johnson was the kid on the other side who, by the way, if you watched her, that's the name I was trying to remember the entire time. This kid got thrown at a lot, and I got a lot of tape of him. I mean, he's a high-level kid.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is he's a little slower than you want him to be. Well, I got Simone Ravel on the other side. I've still got Deron Bland that I think is probably going to play more in the slot. I think Devin Moore finds his way into that starting lineup quicker than you think.
All right. And then LT Overton with their third pick in the fourth round at 137 out of Alabama.
I'm guessing he's playing outside linebacker. I thought he could play some 5-tech too. But in Dallas, they don't really have a ton of call for that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love him, but I also thought he was going way higher than this.
And then in the seventh round, they took a kid out of East Carolina, Anthony Smith, wide receiver at 218.
Very productive, big, tall kid. He doesn't have all the traits necessarily that I'm looking for, but he was very productive. And in Dallas, he's going to be the 5. Solid. It's a stand-up single.
Okay. All right. Overall grade for the Dallas Cowboys.
It's an A. That's an A from Dallas. You got the best player in the class at 11. And a player that the Dallas Cowboys have needed as long as I've been alive.
That was the only pick of their draft that I liked. The rest of it was like, I'm out of my element here. I don't see the upside. I didn't really
if you don't see the upside to Malachi Lawrence,
I understand what you're saying, but when I watch it, I don't see it. So if it works out, I'm a complete idiot. If it doesn't work out, just remember that I said this is not a good draft class other than the first pick you made, which I do think was one of the best picks that was made in the entire draft. So it's just my 2 cents.
I disagree quite vehemently that this is not a good draft class.
Yes, I can see that. It's an A from Flostradamus for the Dallas Cowboys.
I think we're going to disagree on the worst one, too.
All right, the worst pick, or the worst class in the NFC East, the 2026 NFL Draft was?
The New York Giants, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
Okay.
How do you plan on playing all of these guys together?
Your first pick at 5 was Arvell Reese, edge rusher out of Ohio State. You have a few players on your roster that are much like him. You have Brian Burns. You have Kayvon Thibodeau, who you have been talking about trading away. And you also have Abdul Carter, who you just drafted up here last year.
The problem with having a bunch of guys like this is that they're dependent on what's in front of them. Can you name me the nose tackle that starts for the New York Giants right now?
No.
Sam Roberts.
Hot.
You know how I know he's who starts? Because he's the only one on the roster. Can you name the 2 edge guys, the 5-techs?
Who is it?
Darius Alexander, who I like. Roy Robertson Harris. That's what you're leaving to try to open up lanes for these other guys to actually get through. There's a possibility that in John Harbaugh's head, we're going Burns, Thibodeau on the outside, Carter Reese on the inside. Awesome. That's a ton of talent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to do squat because you forsook what mattered. Arvell Reese falls in your lap. You diddled in your pants when Jeremiah Love goes. All those things about, we've got all these plans and we got 4 guys to take in the top 10. Well, that's weird because you didn't do any of it. You didn't.
Mm-mm.
If you recall, I said Arvell Reese was going to go to the Jets at 2, and I didn't love it.
Yep.
He fit the role they had. We flipped sides of the locker room, went from green to blue, and now all of the objections I had about Arvell Reese, they're still here, but he doesn't fit the spot you're trying to put him in. Because now he's going to have to play 3-4 inside linebacker, and I don't like that at all. At all. You know who else didn't like it? Micah Parsons. That should tell you a lot. The guy who most closely has his game to Arvell Reese had him as the 8th best player in the class and then laughed when the Giants took him and said, that's not a fit. That should tell you everything you need to know.
Micah said that?
Micah said that. He was doing a live stream during the draft.
Ah.
And now I think you have 2 of them. Because now you have the number 2 pick in last year's draft, you have the number 5 pick in this year's draft, and you can't play either one of them where they belong. Now, you trade Kayvon Thibodeau, which for whatever reason you have been absolutely reticent to do. You can slide one of them out there. You still got another one that's playing in the middle with Tremaine Edmonds, which will help. But then change the fact the front is terrible. It's virtually impossible in a 3-4 with this stack the way that it is. It's virtually impossible for the 4 mid guys to live up to their potential with bad in front of them. And there's not just bad, there's nothing there. It didn't make a lick of sense to me. I would have preferred they took Jordan Tyson at 5 and just said, you know what? Give us 4 picks and we'll figure it out.
Arvell Reese is not a top 5 pick for you. Because
you're getting stuck on you're getting stuck on the number next to the name, not the fit of the player to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Arvell Reese didn't fit half the teams in the league, and one of the ones that drafted him is one of the ones that he doesn't fit. This isn't Madden. I don't frankly give a damn what your overall is, which is that's the argument you were making right there.
Yeah,
this is
the best player on the board,
and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this situation because you just took a guy the same way you did with Abdul Carter. What he does is not what you're asking him to do. You fit the scheme to the players. You don't fit the players to the scheme. That's what losers do. This is a bad idea, and I want it on record that I said it.
All right, and then their other top 10 pick at number 10, Francis Mauigoa, tackle from Miami.
That one is a significantly less bad idea.
100%. This is your right tackle to go on the other side of Andrew Thomas.
I believe, and I'm thinking for them here, I believe Francis Mauigoa is going to play right guard.
Okay.
And I think Fa'alele is going to play left guard.
Okay. So you
at
still
least
have
at first.
Illuminor?
Yes.
Is the tackle. Okay.
That also takes out John Runyon, which was one of my biggest objections to this team, which I am perfectly fine with.
Okay. So the number 10 pick you like?
Yes. I mean, Mauigoa, best case scenario, he's a replacement to Illuminor. Worst case scenario, he's at guard for the long haul, and I think he'll be a real good one.
Yep. Second round, 37th overall pick, Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee.
Hey, you needed a corner coming into this draft. Guess what? Still do. It's funny. Old habits like you are hard to break. You remember that name you said earlier, Deontay Banks? It's weird. Their tape looks exactly the same. Oh, but he's freakishly fast. I also watched him get beat like a kettle drum at the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and watch the tape. Do you remember that thing I said about Tennessee? We have 3 draftable corners from Tennessee. Oh, then why did their secondary get beat like a redheaded stepchild for 12 games in the SEC? Oh, because Colton Hood was the one, and you just took him at 37. Ahead of a slew of corners that I liked better.
Yep.
Especially for this fit.
All right, their second day 2 pick, third round, 74, Malachi Fields, the wide receiver from Notre Dame.
Apparently, John Harbaugh didn't get the message. He doesn't separate well because he runs about a 4.65.
Mm-hmm.
He's real big. Whoop-de-doo. You have a quarterback who has accuracy issues at times, and you just drafted a guy that doesn't separate. Name Keon Coleman mean anything to you? Because it should, because that's virtually the same thing you just did. And Keon Coleman is 0.2 of a second faster than Malachi Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Fields would fall into the third day easily, especially considering you took him ahead of Ted Hurst.
It's a great red zone threat,
which is
though.
nanners.
He's a great red zone threat.
Against bad corners. You're right. The tape on Malachi Fields never made sense. If you recall, we talked about him in the back end of the first round, and I was laughing at it. Anybody telling you that has never watched this kid on tape. Not one time. He just had C.J. Carr throwing to him, who, oh, by the way, will be a top 5, top 10 pick in next year's class. Now he has Jackson Dart. And I love Jackson Dart as a quarterback. You know what I don't love him as? A surgical, precise quarterback in the red zone, which is what you need with Malachi Fields.
Mm-hmm.
To take him over some of the receivers still on the board is comical to me.
6th round, 3 picks, and that'll round out the draft for him. 186, Bobby Jamison Travis, defensive tackle out of Auburn.
Did not have a draftable grade on him. I think they believe he's going to slide in and play nose. He'll at least be a piece trying to play nose.
Yeah.
But you waited a real long time for that, and there just wasn't much there.
192, J.C. Davis, the tackle out of Illinois.
This one I like a lot. Decent chance he slides into guard, but he may stick out at right tackle.
And then Jack Kelly, linebacker from BYU at 193.
And sweet, he's going to play inside linebacker, but he's probably best suited as an edge. Again, you seem to have a type.
All right, the final grade for the New York Giants.
You got decent players.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the fit for of several of them. It's C+.
Okay, C+.
It's not like you were going completely off the board like the Rams or the 49ers, but I still don't like it.
C+ makes them the loser of the draft process in the NFC East. When we return, Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Scattered showers even into the afternoon, should start tapering off a bit, and then mostly cloudy probably after 2 o'clock. 75. Tonight, a few showers back, maybe even a thunderstorm with patchy fog by morning. 55. Wednesday morning, a few showers around, some patchy fog, maybe a thunderstorm as we get into the afternoon, 77. Thursday, behind the front, sunshine returns, highs only in the upper 60s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Once you dabble in Taco Bell's Lux Boxes, including the $5, $7, and $9 box with its triple-double crunch wrap, you might think dinner includes a chauffeur. It doesn't. However, it does include a drink. Choose your Lux Box at Taco Bell today. For a limited time while supplies last. Specialty drinks excluded, tax extra.
Some days, self-care starts with Nature-Made gummy vitamins, a deep breath, and a little encouragement.
Mom, I'm really nervous.
Me too, honey, but we've got this. Repeat after me. I'm gonna have a good day.
I'm going to have a good day.
I choose joy no matter what comes my way.
I bring joy wherever I go.
Quality gummy vitamins from Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope. Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app, it's more powerful than it looks. One tap can get you in the conversation.
You guys, are you serious?
Enter to win something amazing.
That $1,000.
Or just a request.
What up?
Try it now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
Hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
At Ingles, we know that fresh means local. The best ingredients don't come from a world away. They come from your own backyard. From the farms we support, to the stores we love, to the tables you treasure. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
The Sportsocracy.
One thing that you're going to have to remember, one most important factor, is to protect your quarterback, me.
We're back at the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. And closing out today's NFC draft grades with the last two teams in the NFC East. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Washington Commanders. First up, let's do the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles in the 2026 NFL Draft did not come out the winner for Jeremy, but they did pretty damn well.
Oh, they were still a winner.
They were a winner, just not the winner of the division in his eyes. The number one pick for them at 20 overall, they drafted Mekhi Lemon.
I love the kid.
I have no problems. I do not have.
You have no problem.
I don't have any problem with him anymore.
You see no issue potentially with Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon.
Do you think there's friction there,
no,
or what are you talking about? The way they scheme together?
There we go.
Okay.
You're getting warmer. What's the problem with these two?
Well, they both run out of the slot a lot.
Run out of the slot. That's one gigantic problem for those curious. Devontae Smith ran just over 55% of his routes last year out of the slot.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other problem? Which one wins deep ever? Yes. That part of the offense that is wildly important with Jalen Hurts. You don't have one. You're counting on Hollywood Brown. Good luck with that. This is the problem of paying a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. This is why I laugh when we have a lot of smart Eagle fans here. Gambit fan, Bob Brown. I promise you they're probably going to start chiming in. He ain't wrong. The problem with paying a quarterback like Jalen Hurts is that he wins one way. He needs a running game that will absolutely bludgeon you, which there is a possibility they will have back. I am not sure. You also need somebody that can routinely take the top off the defense because Jalen Hurts may be the most inaccurate quarterback in the league. You just drafted two guys that separate by route running. What's the problem with that? It's all timing based. You have a quarterback whose watch is broken. So the reason that you ever notice that Devontae Smith's often been a very up and down receiver? It's not because he's the two. It's because that's not the kind of receiver that Jalen Hurts comfortably throws to. And now you have two of them.
Mm-hmm.
A good quarterback, Tanner McKee. I would feel really good about what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel so good with Jalen Hurts. Oh, by the way, neither one of them could block me. So when you try to run to the outside, you don't have any receivers that can block. I love the player. I hate his quarterback, and I hate the tie between all. When you tie all of this together, it doesn't make logical sense.
Okay. 54 in the second round. There's your field stretcher. Eli Stowers. Put him on the outside.
Started a draft with a quarterback that doesn't throw particularly well with two targets. I love Eli Stowers. He's not a tight end. You call him that all you want to. Mm-hmm. He's a big receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Great red zone threat. I like it. I don't love it. 28 teams in this league start with these two. I'm going A+. Philadelphia is one of the four that I didn't because this is still a team predicated on running. You just brought me two pass catchers that can't block at all. At all. And if you go back, I've said that 20 times each over the course of the process.
So you need a big guys to get it done, right?
Sure.
All right, so let's try that. In the third round at 68, Markel Bell. You can't get much bigger than that. 6'9",
big as it gets.
345-pound tackle out of Miami.
I like this kid because he does have upside. I like what you did with Bell. And I'm not going to lie, I had Bell with Philadelphia for a long time because I kept looking at Jordan Mailata going, You know, when you came in the league, you two looked a lot alike. Actually, Bell's a little bit further along than Mailata was. So you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think you put him in mothballs for a year. I heard somebody say he could play guard. He could not. He could not play guard. Don't do that. Just save yourself the strife, because no, he can't.
Mm-hmm. He's the replacement to Lane Johnson, possibly.
That's what I think he will be, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because you get to, like I said, you get to put him in mothballs for a full year, maybe 2.
Mm-hmm. Then the 5th round, 178, Cole Payton, quarterback out of Notre Dame. Sorry, it said ND on my screen. North Dakota State.
My only one that knows you've already paid one quarterback and you already have a real good backup. Why in the world are you drafting another one? Is that not odd to anybody but me?
Because they're going to trade Tanner McKee.
And go with a kid that started for 1 year and threw like 200 passes. Why don't you just stop messing around and just call Mike Houston, see if you can run the triple option? Because that's where you're headed with this. These two things don't stem in the same tides. Now you've got 2 quarterbacks that are not super accurate with guys that don't separate. This is why Philadelphia does not win this draft class to me. Players are fine. I liked every single one of them. You're not going to find one that I go, nope, didn't like him. I just don't understand what your plan is.
6th round, 207, BDD, Micah Morris.
I love this kid, and I'm not going to lie to you. I think he could start before this year's out.
6'4", 330 guard out of Georgia. That kid can move people. And, I mean, I think he's a fine player. And if you don't like Tyler Steen, he could be your replacement for Tyler Steen.
Bob Brown, yes, Mailata is much more athletic. Markel Bell is much more refined as a pass blocker than Mailata was when he was a rookie. You also got to remember, he was coming out of the IPP program, so he was still just learning to play football.
Mm-hmm.
But, yes, Mailata is way more athletic.
I felt like it was a good value in the 6th round with Micah Morris.
I liked it a lot. I think he could end up being a starter. He was one of my favorite guards later in the class.
7th round, Philadelphia had 3 picks. The first one at 244, Cole Wisniewski, safety from Texas Tech.
Converted linebacker that's playing safety. Not the freak athlete, but, man, that kid can play. I'm shocked he lasted that long.
251, they went UR Bernard.
URA Bernard. He is not of this earth. That's the kid that ran the 4.63 at 306 pounds. Just not normal for somebody to be that freakishly athletic. That's the definition of mothballs. His first preseason game will be the first game of organized football he's ever played in his life.
Oh, but he gets to sit behind all, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis.
If anybody can develop him, it's Philadelphia.
Uh-huh. And then at 252, Keyshawn James Newby, edge rusher from New Mexico.
Seattle was really hot on him in the process. This kid can rush a passer. I said throughout the entire process, I believe he's going to have to be 3-4 standing up outside linebacker because he's real thin.
Mm-hmm.
He fits in as a nice rotational piece for Philadelphia.
All right, the final draft grade for the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's an A- because you added a lot of talent. All ties back to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you just.
And I'm telling you, 8 weeks into this season, we're looking at Philadelphia going, they're 6-2, but they're averaging 147 yards passing a week. I'm going to go, you remember that thing I said? It was not hard to see coming.
Yeah. And then that brings us to the team that will host the draft next year.
Your Washington Commanders.
How did you like this draft?
Sonny Styles, A. Plus,
Yep.
plus.
At 7, I don't know that they were expecting him to be there. He shouldn't have been. He fell into your lap, and they went, yep, I'll take it. That's a much better linebacker than when we took Jamin Davis.
Don't say Jamin Davis when it comes to it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's way better than that pick.
This kid has the upside to be absolutely special. And I think in Washington, you probably bring back Bobby Wagner now. That's who teaches him how to play linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be special.
Did not have that second-round pick. Third round, 71. Washington goes with Antonio Williams, the wide receiver out of Clemson.
This is the one I didn't like. I don't understand what you're looking at. I really don't. I mean, and I've talked to a bunch of people around the Commanders that are saying, oh, they believe he can play on the outside. Well, they believe wrong. Many people back in the day believed that the earth was flat. Guess what? They were wrong. There are a lot of people that believe we never landed on the moon. They are also wrong. I keep doing this for a while because Antonio Williams playing on the outside is just as crazy as all the things I just said. Many people believe birds are real. They are also wrong.
So he's a strict slot receiver.
No doubt, and not a great one at that. Honestly, not a great one at that. I have had more discussions about Antonio Williams than any other player in this class. Can he be fine as a slot? Absolutely. Are you bringing in Brandon Ayuk? Absolutely. I've never been more sure of it than I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you have two other guys, Jalen Knoll, Luke McCaffrey, Antonio Williams. They all three play the exact same position. And in large part, they all have the same problem. How do you win down the field? I hated this pick, especially with Ted Hurst on the board. You could have had an A++, like my actual team, the New York Jets. My adopted team, you could have been right there with them. Just say Ted Theodore Hurst instead of Antonio Williams. I don't care what you did for the rest of the day.
That would have been enough.
Wins.
They go and get one of my favorite players in the draft in the 5th round at 147, Joshua Josephs, the edge rusher out of Tennessee.
With the way Washington's set up now with Owa and Chase on, this kid really can take a almost glorified redshirt year to figure out pass rush plan, and I think he could be the Chase on replacement of the year.
He's got some super pop. I think there's some good juice in there.
You remember that thing you said about some people don't like Tennessee receiver, or Steve Smith, I think, said he didn't like Tennessee receivers.
Yeah.
I don't always love Tennessee edge rushers for the exact same reason.
6th round, 187, Katron Allen, running back out of Penn State.
I thought he would go higher than this. I know people expect me to just crucify this, but in the 6th round, I think you got a between the tackles running back that can, he can give you that 3.5, 4 yards in a cloud of dust. Him and Bill Krosky Merritt. And Rashad White and Jerome Ford. I don't love it, but it's a room full of running backs that can play in the NFL.
Yes. At 209, Matt Gulbin, guard, Michigan State? Center. Okay.
Value-wise, this is the best pick in the draft. Because I think a year or 2 years from now, he's the one that replaces Allegretti. I loved this kid more and more and more and more the further into the process we got. And I love that he wound up in Washington. He is usable as a guard over the next couple years, but I think ultimately he'll be a starting center.
7th round, 223. They went Ethan Kaliak-Manis, quarterback out of Rutgers.
I vowed to only say nice things about the Commanders, so I'm going to say pass. I never saw anything in him. I watched this kid. I think I watched 4 games of him. And it was preliminary, top 20, top 25 tape. So 25 best plays. I genuinely don't think this kid could have hit the broadside of the ocean. I have no idea how he got drafted. But there were a lot of teams hot on him. Cincinnati liked him.
Maybe Adam Peters went to school with his dad.
Maybe
he went Les Snead.
What? I forgive that much more than doing it at 13. So I don't care that much. Hail to the Commanders! Brace on the warpath! Fight for old DC! It's a B-. Sonny Styles guaranteed you a C.
Yep.
For sure. You were getting no worse than a C if you drafted cartoon characters. And I do like a couple of these other guys you got. It's just it's the thing of when you're lacking a 2nd round pick, it is borderline impossible to build out a great class. And then when you take a weird swing in the 3rd round, you're in trouble. Even with me liking, 3 of your last 4 picks.
Yep. All right, the NFC draft grades are done. The AFC draft grades are done. And We are done.
We're done
for the next couple of days.
School's out for summer.
The little mini break here, and then we will rejoin you on Monday here on ESPN Asheville.
I'm gone for like a week.
Yeah. Get some days off, recharge the batteries here a little bit. Everybody soak in the draft grades, and we'll pick it right back up with, doing that knucklehead thing we do, which is just deep diving on next year's class. Mock Draft Monday, right?
Woo! I'm super down.
If he walks in here with a mock draft on Monday, I'm
I will.
Told you. I told you. What did I tell you?
I'm actually planning on doing it as a YouTube exclusive while we're out.
Hot. All right.
And we can talk about it when we come back on Monday.
Sure.
And then the schedule comes out 2 weeks after that, and then we're right back to where we started, talking about football.
That's right. You're home for Draftmas. Guess what? The countdown has begun to 2027, when we will be, once again, on an Ingles Living the Dream tour up in Washington, D.C., the DMV. We coming after you.
Oh, I can't wait for that one. I might just disappear for 3 days and just be a full-on Commanders fan by the time we come back.
We will see you on Monday here on ESPN Asheville.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Scattered showers even into the afternoon. Should start tapering off a bit and then mostly cloudy, probably after 2 o'clock. 75. Tonight, a few showers back, maybe even a thunderstorm with patchy fog by morning. 55. Wednesday morning, a few showers around, some patchy fog, maybe a thunderstorm as we get into the afternoon. 77. Thursday, behind the front, sunshine returns, highs only in the upper 60s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell turned Diablo sauce into a dust, and they're dusting the new Diablo dusted crispy chicken nuggets in it. A brand new classic, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
At Ingles, we celebrate the amazing women who show the world exactly what it means to throw like a girl, hit like a girl, play like a girl, and dream like a girl. Ingles, we're with you every step of the way.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Sure, you know Appalachian Motor Coach is the official shuttle sponsor of the Living the Dream Tailgate Tour. But did you know that they can get you anywhere in style? Weddings, bachelorette parties, corporate gatherings, family reunions, Appalachian Motor Coach makes the ride part of the fun. Luxury seating, climate control, and none of the stress of parking or driving. Appalachian Motor Coach gets you there relaxed, on time, and ready for the party. For more information, visit them at AppalachianMotorCoach.com. Appalachian Motor Coach. The best memories start on the ride.